And we are, I assume, live. We are live. Um, we are at we're live, guys.
Hello?
Yes, Motor, we're live. Don't need to yell at people.
They have to be able to hear me, though.
Well, they should.
And then I have to be able to hear myself over myself. And you.
I mean, you should be heard.
I'm also kind of deaf. So, that makes it a little difficult, too. So, what are we doing today? What is this?
Okay, so your voice is going through fine. Which is
Good.
good, guys, because we're doing voice acting today. Which it's very important that you hear me and Motar, you know?
Should be interesting.
At least it's not Blood Night Sky, which doesn't.
I'm drinking my water, and my body doesn't know how to react to it.
But what if I press start, guys? I don't know where this is gonna start. I don't know if did I read the features on stream? No, I did not.
You did not. Probably go ahead and do that.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna read the features of this game because this is a very interesting. So I have pulled up, I have widened it, but this game has about 50k words of text, approximately 2 to 3 hours of reading, a branching story with several choices, 800x600 resolution for that old-timey aesthetic, boys. But you know, I what is it called? I stretched it out to full video for you guys.
It looks incredible. Incredible, by the way.
Yeah, custom character artwork. We don't know how they look. Well, we kind of know how they look because you've seen the screenshots and stuff from the game. A custom soundtrack which comes bundled with the visual novel, which is the music we've been sitting and listening for the last like 200 years. 3 pretty girls who will love you to death. Very important feature. 3 exciting ways to die. An archly amused narrator who berates you for your poor life decisions. It's also often called the American government. And then cannibalism heart.
Well, I'm interested to see where the cannibalism comes in. That's what really caught my attention. Those other things are so passe. You see them all the time. But when you throw in cannibalism at the end there, that was a nice little like sideways exclamation point at the end of the sentence.
Like,
I really appreciate that.
Okay, so when me and Mota talked about this, about like different personal, like everything looked good. Like that one was like, it's like a normal feature introduction. Like this is what it has, so you know. Oh, and then you have 3 people that want to kill you. There's 3 ways to die in the game. We have a narrator that's gonna berate you, and you have cannibalism. Like, okay, I'm interested. But what the fuck? So, I think there's a mermaid. There is like I think there's a ghost. She's a ghost, one of them. And I don't know what the third one is. Like, I think one is meant to look like a ghost. One is meant to be, it's a mermaid. I don't know. There's like the one that you kind of know what they are. Then you have 2 very interesting characters. I only think there's 4 characters in the whole story. But yeah, guys, let's I guess jump into this. Start. You're running through a forest. It's late at night and the sky is as black as pitch. Hold on, I need to change. Wait, so if default is, I don't see a difference. Actually, wait, I do see a little bit of difference.
Are you changing it now?
Yeah, okay, I think I realized what it did. I think the one it makes it use thicker. Like if you check this one and then we go to default. I think it just makes it thicker.
The fact that you can't tell if it does, really, means it doesn't do shit.
Oh no, it definitely makes this thicker and it makes it more bright. This
Okay.
I read it. There's nothing to light your way, save for the moon's milky glow. But its rays cannot reach you, not properly. The trees which surround you, jouting out of the earth like eerie monuments to a foreign god, are blotting out most of the light. You cannot see where you're going, even if you had commenced your flight at a more sensible hour. However, with the light of the sun to aid you, it would be of little use. You do not know where you're going. You have no map, no route, no plan. Well, maybe you should have taken a fucking map with you.
Probably.
Like,
that would probably be a good, you know.
Also, why are you in a random ass forest at night? Like, what are you doing? You're running like a frightened animal, anxious and nervy, with no destination in mind. You have no desire as you run, save to escape. As you run, save to escape. You have no desire as you run, save to escape. Why does that not sound correct?
You have no desire as you. The only desire you have is to escape.
You have no desire as you run, save to escape.
That's what that means. I've heard that before. Like, I've heard somebody say that before.
You cannot let yourself be caught. If that were to happen, you're certain that you would be ruined. You have no choice, therefore, but to keep going on and on and on, though your feet are screaming at you for mercy. You have no idea how long you have been running. Time has begun to blend together. It has lost all meaning. Something sharp snags at the hem of your skirt. But you do not have the luxury to pause and examine what has happened. Instead, you tug. Your skirt tears, the sound splitting through the forest, and you stumble forward with a shocked gasp. You are free, but at what cost? Well, a broken skirt, apparently.
Yeah, but yeah. Wait, why are they not free before?
Oh, they got stuck on a twig or something, like in a forest. Your skirt has been irrevocably damaged. It might be too late to worry about such trivial matters now, though. If you do not start running again, and soon, she will catch you.
Who?
Yeah, like, who? Then
Who?
your life will be over.
Over.
You do not know if she is still following you, but you do not want to risk looking over your shoulder. So you could have been running for no fucking reason. She might not even be hunting you. Like,
Yeah, you just run. You're running through the forest with no map.
if you were to see her silhouetted beneath a tree looking at you with that sickly sweet smile which once ensnared you, you would lose what little nerve you possess. Your legs would lock up and your blood would freeze in your veins. Then you would crumple. You would fall, but you would not hit the ground. He would be there to catch you. Did she not promise when you made that contract that you would never be alone. You would like to take back that silly wish of yours, but it is too late for that. It is too late for a lot of things. All you can do is run. You run and run and run while icy fog swirls about your feet. It is cold enough to sap the heat from your body, and you shudder from it. It feels as though you're drowning. It feels as though you're being buried alive. Your knees and your shins, meanwhile, are bleeding. You cannot endure much more of this. But if you value your own life, you must. You run, and you run, and you run, until at long last you reach a fork in the road. There are 3 paths which split off through the forest. Oh fuck, this is where we make choices. Well, 4 if you count the path down which you came. You cannot exactly double back on yourself though, not when you have put so much effort into running forward. You can only press on. The 3 paths are signposted, which is something of a strange sight given you're so deep in the forest. Yeah, that maybe be a sign that you should leave and go back.
That's a sign of danger. That's what that is.
Like, if you're in the middle of a fucking forest, in the middle of nowhere, and you see 3 signs pointing you to 3 different directions.
You turn around.
Yeah, like, I don't give a fuck about the girl behind you. That's more danger. Dark though it might be, you've grown accustomed to the shadows. You can just about pick out the writing on this old dilapidated signpost, cursed slated though it is. Your fate, if you will forgive me for sounding cliche, is in your hands. Now I wonder, which path will you take? None of this sounds... I feel like if I'm running for someone, I feel like the shore will be the last place to go.
That's a dead end.
Yeah.
That's a dead end. Yeah, basically, yeah.
Like, of these 3 options, the shore will be the last thing to go to. Unless you are like, there's a boat there. Right?
But you don't know. Maybe there's, yeah, so you would have to know if there was a boat. Yes, that wouldn't be...
Like, that would be the last option I would go to. Which comes to the question, is it... I feel like the safest option, if you're running for someone, would be a village, right? Because...
I would, yeah.
Like,
yeah, I would, yeah.
Because then you would be, oh, there's people there. I mean, the castle is the same thing. Like, the village and the castle is the 2 best options, because...
But if you run to the castle, they might not even let you in.
Yeah, but at least you might be meeting guards, right? Either way, there's people there.
Right.
There should be.
Yeah, I think the village would probably be a better... Because if somebody's chasing you, can like kind of lose it like in the crowd of people. Or maybe it'll get somebody else.
So, you want to go to the village, huh? Good idea. What?
Yes, we want to go to the village.
Let us see what further trials await you there. What do you mean? That is not ominous at all. Let us see what further trials await you there. Yeah, this night is far from over, as much as you might wish it was.
Good luck.
And there's still much and more to discover. I wonder what will happen next.
Just ominous.
You follow the path which leads to the village, supporting yourself on very aching limbs, which feel ready at a moment's notice to snap at the knee beneath the burden of your weight. The soles of your feet are screaming at you. You need to lie down and quickly. You only hope as you continue to run that you will find a suitable residence in which to rest at the village. You do not know what will await you at the village, but you have visions as you run. A quaint, scenic settlement, all thatched cottages with sloping roofs. I assume this is playing out in the Middle Ages.
Yeah, I would think so.
'Cause I don't think many villages still have thatched cottages. There will be a kindly peasant who would be willing to put up a young runaway for a few nights. You can imagine the face of this kindly peasant from the fairy tales you read in in abundance as a small child. I cannot read English. She would be broad-shouldered and ruddy-faced, with dull brown hair crammed beneath a cap. So you're already fucking gay. Got it. Because the first thing you thought about was a girl. You didn't think like a guy. God damn.
She's gonna have some sturdy arms.
Her arms will be sturdy from many years of washing clothes. What do you mean from wash? The fuck? How hard do you think washing clothes is? And make it, okay, make it like carrying logs maybe, but I don't think you get that sturdy of arms from washing clothes. Sweet summer shy. What kind of fucking? How the fuck are you washing clothes? I know this.
Must be washing some nasty ass clothes.
Like, are you like? I know how they did it back then, but like, the heaviest you did was carrying the basket with the laundry in it, right? Like that's probably the heaviest shit you've carried, and milking cows. Yeah, like that's the heaviest of the two. She will be kind to you and compassionate, just like a mother. You do not know what mothers are like. You hardly ever spoke to your. You're only guessing. You don't know shit about. You're not a complete fool, however, despite your tendency to daydream, and you do have a few. You are a complete fool because you don't know shit, apparently. Peasants do not, as you know from your voracious reading, have much money, nor do they have much food. It might be hard to convince the residents of the village, even the kindly washerwoman of your fantasies, to take in a complete stranger. Still, you must try. That is all you can do, really. So, you run to the village. It takes some time before you finally emerge from the woods, but finally you manage it. How much time, you ask? I cannot answer that. Did I not say that time had begun to lose all its meaning? What the fuck is this bullshit? What do you mean that's lost all meaning? Well, time to rob a bank then, I guess.
I mean,
The forest is behind you now, at least, and all the awful nightmares which dwelt within it. Oh, sweet summer shall. Just because I know what's gonna happen, I'm terrified. Anyway, it is still cold though, and still foggy. It is still dark too. Yes, we have figured that out. It's in the middle of the night. We know.
it's nighttime.
Yeah, like the sun has yet to rise. Yes, that's what.
Yeah, it's nighttime. Yeah, we know that. That's what happens when the sun is down.
You can see the moon more clear.
Again, it's nighttime.
I mean, it could have been cloudy, so you know. Though as it hangs above your head, round as any pearl or orb or crystal ball. The moonlight shines down upon the village, nestled among the hills like a diorama. Hope anew bubbles within you. You have finally made it. Surely not, but your salvation awaits you. You follow the winding dirt path to the village, looking this way and that. But your hope, such a precious, fragile thing, soon begins to fade. The village up close does not look half as welcoming as you imagined. Yeah, you find a village in the middle of a fucking forest.
It's gonna look like it's gonna look like shit.
Like, what did you expect? There are cottages, yes, but they are in a state of disrepair. Yeah, because it's in the middle of the forest. They
In the
probably
middle of
have.
nowhere.
There are holes in the roofs and holes in the windows. Well, I mean, holes in the windows
The
makes
window should have a hole.
like. Most of the doors are tightly shut, but others are gaping open. The kitchens beyond them even darker than the night sky, which shrouds you. There are no lights lights in any. Wow. In any of the windows, and neither can you see any people. Insomniacs like you. At them.
What?
You cannot hear anything, either beyond the sound of your own footsteps and the low, mournful sighing of the wind. The village quiet. Quite quiet. Eerily so. It is immediately obvious, even to a naive girl such as yourself, that something terrible must have befallen this village. No fucking shit! It's in the middle of a fucking haunted forest.
Obviously, something happened there.
Wait, weren't you just running from someone? And you come to a village in the middle of that same forest?
And it looks like it's all busted up and looks like shit.
You know, before you try your luck at one of the houses, that no one will answer you. There will be no kindly red-armed... Why? Red-armed?
What?
Why is she red-armed?
That's a weird thing. She's a
Was
tiefling.
was a woman to welcome you here, no matter how much you wish for it. But that does not stop you from wishing regardless. You knuckles rap smartly against the wooden door. Your efforts soon prove, however, to be in vain. There's nobody here to hear your entreaties. How very sad. You try another door, then another, but the result is the same, regardless of how many doors you rap upon. Nobody answers you. How could they? There is nobody
all
there. Once
They're all
again,
dead.
you have found yourself all alone. At least you have found some dwellings in which you can rest your weary head. Will you utilize one of these cottages for your purposes? Nobody's here, you might as well. But no. An abandoned cottage is not what you're looking for. You would far rather have companionship. Would you not? Bravely you swallow your tears. You wipe your eyes with the back of your arm in a well-practiced motion. Then inhale. You square your shoulders and you keep on going. Surely the village cannot be completely deserted. There must be
There might
one
be
person.
creatures or shit in there.
There must be one person here. Okay. First of all, if there's only one person in the whole village, maybe that's a problem.
Maybe you leave them the fuck alone and you keep going.
At the very least, we can help you. That's what you're
Or
thinking.
eat you.
That's what you're thinking as you resume your search. You flit from cottage to cottage with precious little to show for your determination until you make yet another discovery. This village, with its squashed thatch cottage bathed in the moon's glow, has a church. Oh, well, of course it has a church. The villagers who once dwelt here were not godless heathens. Not that their fate did them all that much good in the end. Still, the sight of the church soothes your overtaxed heart. You were so focused on your fantasy of a kindly washerwoman. Take you in. You did not pause to entertain the fancy of a kindly nun doing much the same.
Or a ghost. Eating you.
All hope is not lost. You approach the church, which seems to tower over you despite it being so humble. The church is a small one, but it is stout and sturdy. It must be, for it has withstood centuries, forever standing sentinel on this hill, like a relic from a bygone era. The church does not have any stained glass windows, but it does not need them. Even without more luxurious trappings, the church still exudes an aura of dignified solemnity. The stone building is fringed by a suitable graveyard, one which occupies the rest of the hilltop and some of its sloping sides. The graves, which have been planted by generations of wardens, are hewn from a similar stone to that which the church walls are made of. Some of the gravestones are shaped like lozenges, while others are shaped like crosses. A handful of heads are even shaped like angels, though these are few and far between. There are very few people in a village such as this one who can afford such luxurious final resting places. You look at the tombstone with an almost shy-like curiosity, forgetting your examination of the visceral, heart-rending fear which gripped you as you ran through the forest. You're out of the woods now, and you have subconsciously already begun to relax. You try to read the names hewn into the mirror tombstone, but it is dark and you're tired, and some of these graves are very, very old indeed. So you said she said she read a lot as a kid. Did she
Right.
never read a story where going into a random ass graveyard is bad?
Might be bad.
Yeah.
I guess not.
Just strain your
Also,
eyes.
what the hell is the resolution of that picture? Oh my god.
I mean,
Oh my gosh.
you strain your eyes, but you do not have much luck in this endeavor. Oh well. Such superfluous details are not important. You eventually tire of examining the graves and turn. This graveyard is an expensive one. Expansive one. Unusually so given the village itself is so small. How can it boast so many corpses? And there is much to explore. Well, again, you're in a village, in the middle of a forest, that is probably haunted,
You're in the graveyard.
with a lot of gravestones that's way bigger than this village. Do
So
the
something doesn't
math.
seem right. Yeah.
You walk about the perimeter of the church, casting your gaze first here, then there, then everywhere, consumed as you are by your immense, all-encompassing curiosity. And as you do, you see her.
Who?
She looks like an ordinary girl, small and scrawny, just like yourself. But she's much, much more than her unremarkable appearance might suggest. For some moments, you observe her, hiding all the while in the shadow cast by the shore, like a furtive lizard, clinging against a rocky edifice to shroud itself from the sun. There is no sunlight here, though. Yes, because it's in the middle of the fucking
It's
night.
nighttime.
There's only the night sky. Yes, thank you. And this. There's no sunlight. Why? Yeah, because it's night. There's only the night sky and the stars and the moon.
Yeah, because it's night.
Beneath the moon's light, a silvery implement the girl is clutching shimmers. It takes you a few moments to see what it is that the girl is clutching in her hands. It is not until you see her manipulated its sharp edge biting into the earth that you understand. It is a shovel. This girl is standing in an isolated corner of the churchyard late at night, and she is digging a grave. Well, you suppose you could always be digging a hole for the sake of it, but her work seems much too precise for this. So, I like to add comedy to this, but this is fucking golden.
That was pretty funny.
Like, yeah, I mean, she could also just
I
be
see.
randomly digging.
I suppose you could always be digging a hole for the, for the fuck of it.
Yeah, her work seems much too pretty for this to be the result of mere whimsy. It's hard for you to see her face, given the distance between the pair of you. Her posture is one that speaks of supreme concentration. She moves slowly, mechanically, like a woman on a mission, driving the end of her shovel into the earth over and over. Her motions are regular enough to be repetitive. Yeah, I
She's a
think,
ghost.
like, what did you expect when you shovel? To do different motions? Like, there's like 3 motions. Down, side, move back, down, side, move back, down, side, move back. Like, how many more motions did you expect?
The motions are gonna be repetitive.
Yeah, the only time you're gonna do a different emotion is either when you're done or you're taking a break. Like, there is something hypnotic, almost in the manner in which she attends this task. Should you risk interrupting her? Do you dare? You get a feeling that she would not appreciate it. The shovel in her hands, meanwhile, is rather hefty. She wishes she could cause you no small amount of damage with it. Holding time makes your skin prickle. You do not know if you should risk speaking to her when she in her dark cloak with her shovel looks so very strange. But what do you have left to lose? You've come this far. It would be folly to turn back now. It is with this thought in your mind that you decide to approach the strange girl. Oh, well, she's dead. This is the part of the horror movie that you know that you're gonna tell the person to be like, oh, you're fucking stupid. Like, you can see that that person is here alone in the middle of a fucking forest. You are gonna die.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you leave that alone. Whatever's going on, whatever she's doing, you don't need any part of it.
your footsteps are quiet. You've grown accustomed to slinging around like a cat, but they are not quiet enough. The girl's senses must be finely tuned because she blinks. Then she turns. Your eyes meet, and once they do you feel your breath catch in your throat? You do not have a clear view of. Sir, no dying. You did not have a clear view of the girl before, concealed as you were in the shadows. But now she's looking at you. You can tell that she's pretty. Her skin is very smooth and her hair, though obscured by a dark hood, is very fair. And her eye looks very dead. Her eyes, meanwhile, are a clear, cold blue, like eyes. Those eyes of hers, which are large with unease, are fringed with very long, fair eyelashes. As I said, they look dead. She looks as though she has stepped out of the pages of a picture book. She's simply too perfect to belong to this world. Oh, for fuck's sake, why do everyone fall in love with a psychopath? Perhaps she's some kind of vision, a waking dream, a hallucination.
A ghost.
But no, she's none of those things. The shovel she's clutching in her hands looks solid enough. Its pointed tip glittering wickedly in the moonlight. I mean, you have been running for a fucking while. You might be hallucinating. And just because you see the shovel doesn't mean it's real. Like, you steel yourself, expecting perhaps some sort of outburst. But the tension soon drained from the girl's slender shoulders. During which ones were gripping the handle of her shoulder tightly relaxed. Her lips curved upwards at the edges. Yep, that's a killer smile. She's smiling. And what a smile it is. Oh, yep. It is transformative. Oh, God. When she smiles, she looks radiant, angelic almost. Here is a smile that is so suffused with light that your eyes begin to prickle from it. You are so relieved. You almost feel as if you could cry. It would not be the first time you wept during this night, and neither would it be too surprising if you did. You've been through a lot. You must be exhausted. The girl holding the shovel seems to realize this because she bridges the distance between you cautiously, as one might approach a skittish cat. Then she says in a rough voice which does not match her dainty appearance. Oh my god, I think you can do a rough voice. Well, she does live in a rural village. What were you expecting? Well, honestly, more people than one.
Yeah, that's usually.
Well,
Wait.
this is your line.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's so good to see another person. I was afraid I was the only person left alive. The only one in the whole world.
Now, this is quite effusive. No shit. Her introductory speech is riddled with exclamation marks. It's rather more personable than her apparel would make one suggest. You, a well-bred young lady, cannot help but feel overwhelmed. It is your turn now to be on your guard. Actually, you observe the girl with the shovel and you ask her what she means. What happened?
Oh. You not know?
There's an awful lot you do not know. So much, in fact, it will fill a hole in the... Yes, because apparently you forgot it's night every 5 minutes.
We have to keep being reminded of that, yes.
Just under the night sky.
The
There's
narrator
no
keeps reminding me.
sunlight. Because it's night. Like, yes, we
Right.
figured that out.
You could see the moon because it's night.
No, a whole library. Yeah, that one is better. Like you're so stupid. Like, yeah. You shake your head ashamed of your ignorance. And the girl frowns.
Oh, you mustn't be from around these parts. I guess I should have known. The village is a small one, and everybody knows everybody else.
The girl's expression falls.
At least they used to back when there was people to know. That ain't the case now, though. Not after the plague.
Hi, ABC, by the way. There was a plague. No, she just said plague because, you know, it was fun.
Yeah, there was a goddamn... Didn't I just say there was a plague?
Like, there was a plague? What?
Or are you deaf and stupid? I just said it.
That would certainly explain why the village, when you walked through it, was so...
Well, because there's nobody here.
Did everybody else come to this mysterious illness? No, they just fucking evaporated.
That's right. Just me here now. I've not seen another human being in a long, long time. And it gets so lonely here.
Now that's an interesting turn of phrase. It catches inside your head like a burr. Have you heard it before? Yeah, you said it earlier that you were lonely. She has dementia too, apparently, because she's like, I'm lonely. I feel lonely, you know, guys. Someone says, I am lonely. Like, I have heard this before. But where? Like, maybe in your head.
Maybe your own head.
You do not have much time to ponder this. However, because the girl takes a step towards you.
She said, boo! No, no, that's not. Oh, but where are my manners? They must have got rusty after being on my own for so long.
How long have you been alone is the question.
Oh, this is me again. My apologies, miss. You look like you've come a long way. You said you were a traveler, yeah? And your hands are cold? It's just like ice. You must be a ghost. Would you like to come inside? Maybe have something warm to eat and to drink. My home's small, I'm afraid, and my food ain't nothing fancy. But I'd be more than willing to share. It's not every day another girl stops by. Especially not one as pretty as yourself. I'm feeling very blessed.
The girl laughs, a carefree, airy sort of laugh which does not match your initial expression of her. Well, you met a random ass girl in a village. What is your impression of her? I mean, I do still like her outfit. I gotta be honest with that green outfit.
It is kind of, yeah, it's kind of nice.
You thought when you saw her among the group that she would be more distant, somehow, and more mysterious. I mean, the only reason she's distant is because, like, there's no fuckers here. They're dead.
I mean, she could have been a hallucination or a ghost also. Like, those were also options.
Yeah, perhaps you're mixing her up with somebody.
Who?
I think this bitch needs to stop taking drugs. You're still unsure if you can trust this girl, but her invitation is an appealing one. Yeah, I mean, free food.
Yeah, because prior to this, you were gonna be in a house by yourself.
There's much more appealing than spending the night outdoors in the cold, keeping on the grid. You could have just stolen someone else's house. What are you gonna do? Stop you? They're dead.
Now she's gonna beat you in the head with the shovel when you're sleeping. And eat you.
What are you?
That's why
a
she's the only
romantic
villager left.
Oh my god. What are you? A romantic poet? Please. You make a show of pondering the girls every day. At the very least, you do not want to appear too eager. Your questions is alas never be deal. English.
Good God.
Why would you ever refuse her? Well, where should we start? She's living alone in a village. It's nighttime.
She's outside digging a grave.
The job is in this village is in the middle of a forest where you was running from someone. I don't know.
I mean, there are plenty of reasons why you would not go with her.
Like, and also she's a stranger. Like you don't know her at all.
Yeah, come on, come in. I got food. I got drinks. Come on in. Yeah. You know, I guess you're tired and everything. Yeah,
Come
my
to
house
the
is right over
shed.
here. Come on. We go around the corner and I hit you in the head with the shovel and then I eat you.
No. Or it's also like this, like, hey, child, do you want some candy?
Hey, that's basically what it is. It could very well be that.
Like,
Wait, you said that she read stories, right?
yeah,
So she never saw that one?
clearly no.
Where some lady in the woods invites you in for some food?
I mean, it's the Middle Ages, so probably the story she's read is like,
Oh, she might not have heard that one yet.
it's the first friendly face you've seen all night.
She's only face.
Well, beside the bitch that's hunting us, so yeah, like,
I guess, yeah, that's true then, I guess.
but how do you know she's friendly? It's the first face you've seen beside the other person. Like, you can't say it's the first friendly face just because it's the first person you meet. Like, they look friendly. Like, they're digging a grave. They must be a good person.
They're outside in the middle of a haunted, in a abandoned village in a haunted forest, digging a grave. And they smile at you. But then she kind of like melted too when she smiled at her. That kind of like melted her whole like, you know, defenses.
Yeah, like, oh god. Oh. Without her, you would be all alone. Yeah, no shit. Your hostess leads you to a small, humble home, located by a stone's throw away from the shore. Built in the shadow of a twisted, towering sycamore. What's that? How do you say that?
Sycamore?
Sycamore. Ah.
It's a-
I don't know tree names. I know it's a tree. That's all I know.
Yeah. I mean, that's good enough because I wouldn't. If I didn't know what that was, I had no idea what that was. Looking at that word.
The girl's home is in such a state it seems a folly to even call it a home. You get invited to someone's home, and the first thought is, "Oh, looks shit."
You're like, yo, you live like this? Like, you really live like this?
I feel like that would be my if I ever came over to you. I would be
Yeah.
like, "You live
Oh,
like
yeah,
this?"
absolutely.
I didn't know I wouldn't. I would be like, I suspected this. Like,
That's probably more accurate.
like, unless you live in this fucking village, I would be like, actually, you would care about the house falling apart as long as you like, it didn't bother you. You know what I mean?
I'd be more concerned with like bugs and like rodents and things. That's what I'm. If the house falls on me, fine. But I'm more concerned like they got like bed bugs and shit crawling around in the house. That bothers me.
Like, I don't care if I have a hole in the floor, as long as
That's
there's
fine.
no bugs coming out of it.
As long as those things are, I'm like, yeah, as long, you know, the house could be falling apart. As long as there's nothing crawling on me, there's not supposed to be crawling on me. I think we could be okay with this.
Hovel would to you be the more appropriate descriptor? What the fuck does hovel mean?
It's like a shitty, like a. The fuck is it? Like a hut, like a little shitty, like.
Hovel, a small
Dumpy
square
little-
or simply constructed dwelling.
Yeah, like a little dumpy, like. House of some kind.
Oh, so use the shitty tiny ass house. Got it.
Yeah.
But when your host leads you inside, her eyes alive, and she says,
Here we are, home sweet home.
you don't have the heart to tell her that you don't find her home very homey or very sweet. Holy
Don't mind the smell. I didn't expect to have anybody over.
That would be incredibly. Yeah, I know. Telling someone that. By the way, your house sucks.
But yo, your house is disgusting. I'm gonna go run back into the forest with the witch.
Like that would be incredibly rude. Like no shit. Good job, Captain Obvious.
I mean, even the forest isn't
As
this
I
fucked
get
up
you
looking. I'm gonna go
out to
hang
be
out over
more
there.
appreciative. Oh, as I get you out to be yeah, you're not only a guest, she's fucking feeding you. Bitch, if you use randomly as like you come to someone's house, you're like, ah yeah, your house kinda sucks. And you don't have a floor. Your walls look like it's falling apart.
Oh, so this dirt here, that's the floor? Gotcha. Okay.
Just making sure.
Should I wipe my feet when I come in, or do I wipe my feet on the way out?
Like, I don't think you're gonna get food at that point.
I'm interested to see what the food's gonna be.
How hardly you look around, you know. Okay, no, okay, with this the picture we have here, actually, not too bad. I thought they looked worse.
Well, they got TVs.
Oh, that's a window.
Oh, I couldn't tell from the grainy ass picture.
How about you look around your new phone? Also, okay, if you think this is bad looking, how rich are you, bitch? Or do you look
That's
around
what people's
your-
houses look like. That's like, it's got walls and it's got like, it's like things built like in it. There's like structure to it. Like, what the fuck does she want?
A castle.
Oh, maybe she should have ran to the castle then.
Your newfound surroundings. The ceiling is supported by wooden joists and it is perilously low. Not so much so that you're in danger of bumping your head, but just enough to feel claustrophobic.
Nice.
Yeah, because it was not like they have building machines in the 1500s. The fuck did you expect them to do? Like, like, build a skyscraper? Like, there's a fire in the corner, though it is not consigned to a grate. The fire instead is blazing in the open, a circle of logs set alight like a scene from Witcher's kitchen. See, you have already said something that might be concerning and you should probably get out. Above the fire hangs a silvery pot suspended from one of the wooden eaves. Other objects of interest are hung from the eaves, iron implements you take to be cooking utensils. Various herbs and strips of meat left to cure. So you've never seen cooking utensils before?
I guess not.
The smell of cooking fills the air, mingled with the sharp, sour scent of unwashed bodies.
Oh, nice. Oh,
Fucking,
oh, that's what this is. Oh my god.
like imagining at the fucking McDonald's, it's like,
Oh my god.
the smell of cooking fills the air, mingled with the sharp, sour scent of unwashed bodies.
Oh.
I didn't expect we were on like an anime expo or something.
I'm
Like-
imagining being at the yes. I'm imagining being at the train station after
A long
after
work day.
Anime con. That's exactly what I'm imagining right now.
Have you? How?
Oh.
You want to dust your hoses clean herself? No, she watched too much anime.
She just. Oh my god.
You do not see a bathtub anymore. Okay, bitch! We're literally in a forest. With apparently no fucking river. Well, there was a shore.
I
but-
mean, what are the chances that she's gonna have a bathtub?
Yeah, you were bitching about her house. What?
You're talking about her house is it's a dumpy piece of shit.
And then you're like, oh yeah, you don't have a bathtub
And you
either.
don't have a bathtub. Ew.
You do not see a bathtub anywhere. But she does not possess one. Yeah, maybe she just goes down to the fucking shore and bathe. Like there ain't.
No.
Like, do you remember your signs?
You
Listen.
said your house looks like shit. She smells like shit. And she got no bathtub.
Like bitch, like she's so judge. She's not so.
She really is.
She's just judging like, oh, I got invited to eat dinner with this lady, and she's
Ew,
cute,
her
but-
house smells. Ew, her house is disgusting. Ew, she doesn't even have a bathtub.
Like, further forward, bitch. Remember this sign that said shore, right? Connections? Hmm.
Yeah, maybe she's yeah.
Like, She maybe don't need the bathtub. She might actually use the ocean like a normal ass person.
Well, she's saying that the house smells like shit too. She said it's. She said
Um,
she smells.
Yeah, but the girl's home is unremarked in every regard, but it is usable. But it is usable better than nothing.
Damn. Ungrateful ass. Was this something just chasing
At
you?
least there is a roof over your head and food to put in your.
We didn't see
See,
the food.
this is the standard. This is what you should expect. Like, but this is what poor people had to deal with back in the 1500s. Like, they were happy if they had roof and food. Like, peasants, that was the peasants' like bare minimum for happiness was just to have food and a roof most of the time. Like, were they always happy? No, but at least if they had roof and food, they knew that they would survive.
Then the only thing they had to worry about was disease.
Yeah. The girl looks to the pot suspended over the fire, which she gives a stir with a ladle. Then she brings the ladle to her lips to taste whatever concoction she's brewing within it. I don't like that they say concoction. Like, what do you mean? Can't you see what's in this? Like, if it's a stew or a soup? Like,
She's like, whatever. I don't know what the fuck that is that she's making.
probably because
She
she's
better
never.
not be trying to give that to me.
No, it's probably some big. So, like, she's never been in the kitchen.
What did she just fall out of the sky? Why does she not? Oh wait, did I miss the beginning of this? Why does she not know anything?
Clearly, you can only hope that she's not like the weird teacher from that famous play, brewing a broth with Finnish snake fillet. I mean, snake is actually a food. What do you mean? Like, some people eat snake. Is it the
Yeah,
best
that's
food?
that's a food. Why would you?
I mean, again, this is probably like the 1500s. They were very yeah.
But the person who wrote it's not from the 1500s.
You wouldn't know.
Unless they travel through time.
Yeah. But the first part is you, by the way.
Yeah, I think it's just about done.
The girl says to nobody in particular. Okay, she's talking to herself too. Okay, she's insane. She sets the ladle down back into the pot, then looks to you and smiles. Hey, darling.
Do you want something? It looks as though you've come quite the long way, and you must be hungry.
These words are like music to your ears, even more divine than the trumpet of God's most loyal angels.
Shut the fuck up, you dildo, and eat your slop.
You are so hungry, you could eat a horse. Oh,
Oh, that's what we got. You're in luck.
not that
That's
there are
what
any
I mean.
horses in the immediate vicinity.
It's in the pot. We already ate. I already ate half of it.
Just raise your interest to your host, who smiles in response.
I thought you'd like the sound of that. Give me a few moments.
Your host retreats to earthenware bowls from a cupboard. Are you gonna complain about the shape as
No, she's gonna complain about the cupboard being the hinges being bad. Oh, rickety hinges.
with rickety
Yeah,
hinges?
oh, piece of-
Do we
piece
just
of
put
shit.
two hefty helpings of whatever it is she's cooked?
That nasty shit she's making.
This she serves with bread, which is so hefty it could be used as a murder weapon. Oh yeah, have you ever like left bread out over the night or left in like a bag that is like and it's not completely closed?
Oh yeah, and like it turns like solid.
Yeah, and you're like, oh yeah, I could fucking kill someone with this.
Yeah, it turns into like a brick. It's not much, I'm afraid. It's only soup and bread. It should take the edge off your appetite, though.
You thank your host for her hospitality. Your stomach rumbles all the while. But what kind of soup?
Slop.
The soup does not look like anything you would typically consume, but the soup's poor presentation does not dissuade you. You ungrateful bitch!
Just eat the soup.
It's true enough that people eat first with their eyes, but when one is hungry enough, one becomes obliging enough to eat almost anything. I'm gonna stab someone. Why else do you think the people when stranded up in this desert island will resort to cannibalism? Oh, so you have read books about the desert island.
She does know about stuff.
Humans are creatures of necessity. Yeah, we know. You like to wrap yourself up in pretensions, but in actuality, you're not much better than animals.
Well, speak for yourself.
Modar, if anything, you're probably more animal than anything.
No. I am quite the human man.
You bark.
Listen, there's a whole subset of people that bark, and they are human. I learned that they're not all. I learned that they're not all racist too.
Yeah, no, they're also furries.
Oh yeah. I gotta send you a picture later. I was shopping again.
You're so hungry. Your stomach is achingly empty. Did you certainly stand up in your food like an animal? Yeah, your teeth glint, your incisors gleam, and soon you have consumed all that your hostess has offered you. Your hostess watches while you eat, and she giggles once you have finished. Why are you giggling?
That was a giggle. Did you enjoy that?
Oh, you catch your hostess gaze, suddenly abashed. You were so hungry you failed to account for her judgment. Have you had some food in your window and you have been visibly warmed? Your old self-consciousness is returning. Make a fool out of yourself. You demur shyly looking at your lap, fearful all the while of what your host might think of you. You do not want her to take against you. Fortunately for you, however, and for your friend, your host is not the judgmental. Not like the girls you grew up with. But that's yours.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's nice to see my food being appreciated so heartily.
Stop dying.
I know I'm not the best, but I've been practicing for a long while. I used to cook for my father all the time, you see.
This remark catches your attention. Quizzically, you look at your hostess. Your abashment over your animalistic eating habits is suspended. What happened to her father? It seems a grim thing to contemplate after having eaten, but didn't your hostess mention something about a plague?
Yes.
Your hostess says, her voice soft now and serious.
There was a plague. And that's right.
And what of the villagers? What of her father?
They're all dead. Oh.
I mean, both would work.
Yeah, that works.
Cause
They're all gone now.
like,
It's only me and you. Sorry.
in a dark village with no one else at night.
Nobody's around. It's night time, and you caught me digging a grave.
Like gone? The fuck you? Oh my god, you got
Daddy gone.
like gone. You know the word gone, like not here, disappeared.
As in no aki.
Like they're not here anymore. That's gone.
Yes, you see.
Your hose is rearranged up on her chair. One standard leg folded over the other.
Oh, hold on, let me do that.
It sounds like you're about to fucking like. Hold on, let me do that.
Oh, hold on a second. Let me get my foot up on the amp over here. All right, there we go. All right, I'm ready.
Then she begins her tale in earnest.
Oh, here we go. My family has a history. We've lived here for centuries by the church, so we can tend to the graveyard.
So this abode is centuries old then. It will
See,
certainly explain the dirt. No, the dirt is clarified because...
the dirt is because I don't clean my house.
No, the dirt is also there because that's how the ground works. Like, what did you expect?
The dirt on the ground is dirt.
Like, that will explain the dirt. Like, no, the dirt was there probably before the village was here. Like, the dirt has never left.
The dirt is doing what the dirt does. Oh, my father used to prepare bodies for burial back when he was alive. He built the coffins, he dug the graves, and he lowered the coffins into the dirt.
Okay. Is it my turn? No, it's still you.
I know it might sound like an awful job, but somebody's got to do it. There's no sense averting our eyes from death. Not when it happens to the best of us.
The best of us? Like, yeah, I mean, you make it sound like they just gonna die out of nowhere.
She said it happens to the best of us.
Like, yeah, I mean, it happens to everyone, like...
Except her.
Clearly.
It's a noble profession, one that's been handed down in our family for generations.
I think you need a new profession, I'm gonna be honest with you. It seems like a shit...
Well, now she ran out of work.
That too.
If there's nobody around, then who's she gonna bury?
Well,
there's one more.
There's one more job.
I mean, yeah. My father's father was a grave digger, and so was my father's father's father, and my father's 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 father. Did I get them all?
Are you sure? And what about your father's 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 father?
What's my father's father's? Digging graves is in our blood. Arr. 'Tis who we are.
My. That was a surprisingly pretty speech coming from a girl who lives in the countryside. A girl who's without much in the way of education. Are you judging her fucking...
She's so judgmental. Why is she so judgmental?
I am not surprised that bitch wants to kill her now.
Shit.
This apparent used to listen to her and the way she slurs her syllables together, that she has never had any elocution lessons. Not like you.
Ew.
What do you mean? Like, that's what you like...
She's like, ew, she is not as educated as me.
Yeah.
And
oh my god. This is poor people.
Ew. Oh my god, she is so poor and her house is so fucking dirty. Oh my god. Her floor is dirt. And she smells and her floor is dirt.
There's a determination of it to her and a pride in her genealogy which gives her a respectable aura. You have just judged her!
But you just judged the shit out of her.
You cannot help but be impressed. Okay, you have... Do you ask your hostess, does that make her one in a long line of gravediggers? No, it makes her, donut baker.
I mean, she just said her entire family digs graves. So what the fuck do you think?
Oh, she doesn't have the same education as me. But wait, does this make you parents of gravediggers? What the? Like, she might not be educated, but at least she's not fucking stupid.
At least she understands context clues.
Like, so are you a
My father's father was a gravedigger. Oh, my father was a gravedigger. Father was a gravedigger.
No, but all the generations, you know.
Oh, wait, so that means that means you're like one of a long line of gravediggers? No, it means I'm a fucking acrobat.
I love that.
Yes.
Your hostess. The grave digger.
That's about her. Yeah.
I use
That's
like
about right. Though I never supposed to be a gravedigger myself.
I still love how she just told her like her whole fucking job line is like, yeah, this is what our family did. Okay, so you're a grave digger. Like,
But wait, why she just digs graves now, but there's no people? It's not a woman's profession. Well, that's what everybody says. My father didn't mind that though. He taught me everything he knew and then some.
what is it to learn? That's my question. Okay, guys. So, kid, let's explore here. You put your shovel down,
digging a hole.
throw it to the side, pull it back, dig a hole.
There's literally a whole song about it, about being a dwarf and digging a hole.
Oh yeah, it's
It's very simple.
I think the part you might need help with is like knowing how to precise the coffin, maybe, and probably
Maybe.
the measurement of the grave. But like,
I liked your demonstration. I just looked at the stream and I just saw your demonstration on how you were digging.
yeah, I mean,
Impeccable form, sweet. Impeccable.
I know. You could say I'm a
Absolutely
grave digger.
per fucking fiction.
Yeah, back in my day. She knows repetitive motion. Yeah, what a fucking why when you have like 3 motions.
Yeah, it's of course it's a repetitive.
Otar?
Yes. I may be a woman, but I have plenty of upper body strength. I can dig a grave just as well as my father could without breaking a sweat. To the despair of my mother up in heaven, I'm sure. I'm sure if she were still alive, she'd rather I focus on more feminine pursuits like basket weaving or sewing to better attract a suitor. Not sure that would do much good now.
I wonder fucking why.
Because they're all dead. Everybody's. There's nobody around who'd court me. Not for miles and miles.
Okay. What happened to her mother?
She died when I was very young during childbirth.
Wait, I was only 5 years old. Damn, she was pregnant for a long ass time.
No, I think she have done the same thing. I think your brain just like yeah, I can see why it sounds good, but that's like, yeah, wait, it makes you can have more than one kid, right?
Damn, of course you're probably begging to die at that point. Oh my god.
Oh well, you can relate to her at least up on this part. Okay, so you
Until the 5-year pregnancy point, yeah.
the parents are not dead. At least not as far as you're. You don't know if your parents are dead or not. Like,
She doesn't even know about stranger danger.
you have not seen them in an awfully long time. Yeah. They send you away as soon as you were old enough, and they never once bothered to check up on you. Oh, so you're a rich bitch. Got it. For many years there have been no letters, nor any visits. You offer the gravedigger your condolences. You don't know if they will help, but you feel like you cannot say nothing. That would seem heartless. The gravedigger, however, does not seem too upset by this turn of events because she smiles, a bit somberly.
It's alright, it was ages ago. I don't remember her too well, and I've never really had the luxury of sitting around feeling sorry for myself. I had too much work to do.
I can see that. We saw all the gravestones
She's been very busy.
around the house. No, you know.
No, I've been...
Fucking...
Listen, I didn't clean the fucking house because I was too busy digging graves, alright? Now get the fuck out. Oh, that too. I was the oldest child, so it was my job. After my mother died, to manage the sweeping and the cooking. Oh, and looking after my siblings too.
I mean, they are a Christian family. It would make sense they have siblings. They were like rabbits back then.
Oh yeah.
You blink, intrigued, then glance about your house's humble lodgings. You do not see any siblings in the What part of everyone is dead, gone, do you not?
I feel like the main character is having
a
a tug and war fight with their own mind about things. Like what? Like, wait a minute.
Where could they be? They are dead.
They're dead. We just talking about plague killed everybody.
The gradient must have noticed your rolling eyes. You're not being exact sub. Yeah. She shakes her head.
I had siblings, 2 younger brothers. They're both gone now.
Oh yeah. Just told you earlier. Everyone is gone. Okay.
But you had to be too dumb to pick up on it and then start digging up all this old bullshit.
About that cannibalism, I understand now. Why?
She ate her brothers and
You
her
should have
brothers
known.
and family.
No, she told you everyone is gone. AK, they're dead.
A plague, cannibalism.
One of the two.
You should be able to infer what she's talking about.
You apologize to the gradient for your lack of time, but she does not be upset by this French word.
A faux pas.
Yeah, I don't speak French.
I'll speak all the French words for you. Don't apologize. It's not your fault. My brothers weren't long for this world anyway. The youngest, he died when I was still a babe, and the oldest, he died before he reached double digits. I was upset about it at the time, of course, but I've come to terms with it. Life's a fleeting thing in this wicked old world. There's something you learn in this trade digging graves, I mean. What do we learn? I've dug graves for the elderly and the infirm, but I also dug graves for young babes still in their swaddling clothes. That's the nature of death. It comes for all of us in the end, no matter how old we are, no matter how much money we have, no matter how good or bad we've been. It's the great equalizer. Or so I've heard.
But like ever so I've heard.
So I've heard.
A chill creeps down your spine as you listen to your hostess speech. It's not wrong, but in here mortality of all humankind is not something you wish to contemplate. It is too disturbing. For
the longest of times, my family was a small one. It was just my father and me, but that was fine. It was how I liked it. I was very happy, even if our lives weren't the best. I've never had any fancy clothes to wear, and we can't dine on the finest foods. In the grand scheme of things, we ain't anything that special, but I've always felt otherwise. I thought that I was blessed. We knew hardship, of course, and famine, but that's just the way life is around here. When food supplies were low, we always helped one another out. I had my father, but I also had the rest of the village. We all looked after one another, and things always worked out in the end. At least, they did. Until the plague happened.
like, yeah, I feel like that dampens things a lot. The helping of each other when everyone is dead. Yes, she had mentioned a plague.
Yeah, she mentioned the plague several times.
You've been wondering when she was going to return to that. Okay. Bitch, Just ask.
Just ask about the plague. She doesn't seem to mind. She's telling you all this other shit.
Like, oh yeah, my dad did it. This is how my brothers died.
Yeah, just ask her about the plague. Go. What's going on with this plague?
Yeah, basically, like, you suppose that the plague is a reason that the village as you traverse was somebody. Oh my god. You know, you might be educated, but I don't think you're smart.
You're kind of stupid, because, like, yeah, no shit. Like, a lot of time has passed for you to figure this out.
And she said like 3 times that the plague killed people. Like,
this person is not picking up on what's going on around them. Hold on 1 second. We will get a drink. That last little section.
oh fuck, my leg. Fine. I swear to God, guys, this can't be stupid. Like, yeah, guys.
Look at my little baby.
No.
No. Okay. You suppose right? The plague tore through the village! I don't remember when. It feels like it was a while ago, but maybe it wasn't all that long after all.
I mean, after a while, I assume it kind of becomes like,
A while ago?
yeah, like,
It feels like I've been on my own for centuries, but I mean, I'm kind of like
I'm starting to think
vibing
she's
with this
actually.
character so far.
The holders' eyes begin to cloud over. It looks as though she's entrenched within her own memories. What could she be remembering? You've never seen a plague before, though you have heard of them in your history lessons. Your history professor was quite enthusiastic about the subject. I think your history professor is a psychopath. There are about piles of dead bodies stacked up on the streets and stayed up in the wooden cars come to take them away with no shortage of aplomb. I am assuming, I'm starting to think this is more like 1700s or
That's what it sounds
1800s.
like. Yeah.
But
It sounds like maybe like late 1700s, early 1800s maybe.
when was the plague in France?
1800s?
So maybe it's late 1800s.
Maybe it is. Yeah.
It was a strange woman, your history professor.
The plague came on very suddenly. There was no warning. One day everyone was fine, and the next they were all dead.
Well, it is with no small amount of anxiety that you eye the gravedigger. And you ask worriedly, sure they could not all have died. But clearly not! You're talking with someone.
You're talking with one of them right now.
The dumbest person. Like,
But no, the ones that didn't die, I beat with my shovel and ate.
yeah, but also can we just talk about our services? Like, they cannot have all have died. Like, okay, so who are you talking to?
Right, she's talking to one right now.
Is that not an exaggeration?
Oh, if only. I wish I was exaggerating, but the truth, honest to God.
Uh-huh. You're alive! But now they both stoop and like...
The people in the village died one after the other, just like that.
Not you! You live in the village, right? I'm starting to think she's the plague.
I'm sorry to think she lived in a mountain and came down and feasted on the dying villagers.
I saw what the plague does to people firsthand. My father was one of the first people who caught it. I think one of the bodies which came through that we buried must have had it. Not that I know for certain, I'm just guessing still. My father didn't have an easy time of it. His skin turned all gray and clammy, and he complained of a horrible fever. There were night sweats and stomach cramps. And then there were the boils.
The boils?
Pustules! They were the size of eggs, and they were filled with pus. And when they burst, it stunk, and the whole house was full of it. The stink of death. So that's why my house smells, bitch. The wise woman of the village came to see if they could be of any use, but it was no good. My father was too far gone already. She took one look at him lying on his deathbed, and she shook her head.
And that is how she got sick.
She said she didn't want to get any closer.
What a bitch.
I mean, I can't say I blame her. It was a ghastly sight. I didn't appreciate it at the time, though. I felt like she was turning her back on us.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know how old she was at the time, so...
I wished her ill. I remember that after she left. Until a few days passed and she felt sick too. Then I felt bad for cursing her. And I'm sorry I'm laughing about it now, but it's kind of funny in retrospect. I couldn't help but worry if it was all my fault. It's silly, I know, but...
The gravedigger closes her eyes. She seems to squish her lids together until her lashes melt like flakes of fallen snow. Her shoulders, which are very slender, are shaking. It looks as though she might at any moment fall apart. No.
It wasn't long after... Wait, did I already read this?
No, this is near one.
Oh, okay. It wasn't long after that the rest of the village fell ill. They all had the same symptoms as my father. The clammy skin and the fever and the boils.
Okay, can we just talk about that? How did she not get sick?
She's a ghost. I don't know. You know the story. I don't know the story.
I don't know the story either. We're both playing this for the
Oh,
first
I thought you knew this one.
No.
Or the boils grew, then they burst, and then they died in screaming, stinking agony.
All I know about this game is that there's cannibalism in it, and that you're gonna die 3 times.
My father died too, only 3 days after he fell ill. But I think even that was like 3 days too many. I didn't want my father to die, of course. I did everything I could to help him, but it was all pointless. None of my herbal salves, how do you say that? Had any impact.
I think it's salves.
Salves?
Yeah.
It couldn't make a blind bit of difference. All I did was stand about his bedside, telling him it'd be all right, until his eyes sank into his skull like 2 black stones and his mouth dried out. During that last day before he died, he might have been a corpse already. He didn't look at me, he didn't speak to me, he just lay in bed with his eyes closed, groaning. I'd never wished any ill on my father before, but during those moments,
The grace squeezes her hands, which are resting upon her black-clad lap, into fist. She trembles. Then in a voice probably with awful emotion, she says,
I wish he just died.
well, based on her anecdote, it does not sound like she had overly long to wait. I wonder if she would consider that a silver lining. No, perhaps not. The gravedigger is still shaking. She will not cry, will she? You hope not. Hopefully you look at the gravedigger. You're not sure how to soothe her, but you know you must make some sort of an effort, even if it's a token one. Gift up a new shell, which feels very cold and hard beneath your thighs. And you say very softly that you're sorry. Why are you apologizing? It is not mine, but it's all you can think of saying. I thought initially that you two was comparable to that of the gravedigger, but now you can see that this is not the case. As far as strip your own. But the suffering is a competition, of course.
I was about to say, it's not a competition.
Like,
Oh,
bitch,
who suffered more?
how dare you suffer more than me? You're poor. You're not meant to suffer.
It's not a competition.
Your apology feels inadequate to your ear, largely because it is but the greatest seems not to mind it. It's very big-hearted, that girl. Despite you, so no matter how foolish you might be. You really deserve such kindness. No, no you don't.
No, not really.
You have judged this person since you went inside her home. You have been... And then you have dementia, which, I mean, not much we can do about that. And then you're asking very weird ass questions that's unrelated to the play. Like, you could have asked, what's the play? And you never asked. Like, and you're like, you heard the plague before. Like, no, you don't deserve kindness. You're a rude
No, I'm
person.
glad we all agree. We all agree on that. She doesn't deserve any kindness.
Oh, by the way, it's your turn.
Oh, again with the apologies. It's all right. Like I said, you didn't cause any of this. I'm not upset at you. I'm just...
Hold on, I need to answer the song. Okay, I've answered song. Continue.
I'm just recounting what happened is all.
You can't count. I mean, what? You never had education. What do you mean?
I do wonder though why I never fell sick myself. I thought I was gonna die, so I had already prepared for the Reaper to come and take me away. This character sounds like me. Oh my god.
I can take you away from a forest in the middle of the fucking... Because at the moment you're with a fucking bitch that's judging you anyway, so...
Yeah, she's really very judgmental. Maybe he wasn't interested.
It's like, yeah, not even the raper wants me.
That's kind of sad. That's kind of sad though. Goddamn. Yeah, you see, your house is dirty. You smell. You suck so bad the fucking Green Reaper don't even want you. Fuck you and your soup.
God, you know, I think I found, like, you know how some people say you're so ugly and then tell you some shitty thing? I have found the best one. You're so ugly, the Reaper doesn't even want you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh god, that's just fucking depressing. Like, but maybe he wasn't interested, you know? I don't know what I did wrong to not die.
I was waiting, you know, I was kind of waiting to die, but then I guess the Reaper want me.
Yeah. What a bitch. Judge me. I wasn't educated enough.
The Reaper didn't like the fact that my house was dirty and I had dirt floors and I smelled.
Maybe just take a shower. Have you heard about that?
She doesn't have a wash basin.
Maybe he'd already satiated his appetite on holy.
I don't.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me change the voice back. Hold on.
Practicality. What?
That, or maybe he thought he'd just leave me alive for practicality's sake.
What practicality? Like,
What? Oh yeah, no. I see her logic. Okay, I said, with my father gone, who else would tend to the dead? I was the only person left by the end of it all, so I had to bury the people in the village. But who was gonna bury me?
Also, I just realized, I think I know which ending this is gonna be.
They're all resting peacefully now under the earth, where the plague can't reach them.
Motor, I think I know which ending this is.
Is it the mermaid?
No, because this is the grave.
I was hoping it was gonna be the mermaid.
That would be in the shore we didn't go to.
Oh, I didn't know if they like crossed over somehow at some point.
I don't think so. I think each ending is depending on where you go.
I really like what she's wearing.
Yeah.
That green thing, yeah, like you said before, that green thing is kind of cool. And it looks like she's got skeleton arms, like skeletons on her sleeves. On one hand, I'm happy for them. They were able to escape from all the suffering. When I think about all the people I've lost, though.
The gravedigger tenses. Then she snips.
When I think about the kindly washerwoman who helped me scrub the mud and dirt from my clothes.
Haha, så det är väldigt det. This bitch is insensitive. She's like,
she's not even thinking about the story. She don't give a fuck about it.
no, the moment she said washerwoman, we're like, yes.
She, washerwoman?
Tell me
Oh,
more.
word? Okay.
Were they good looking?
So what do these washerwomen look like? Did they have sturdy arms?
After all, it was
Did they have red sturdy arms? I don't want to seem insensitive, but you know, what do they look like? Are there any still around?
And oh god.
Oh. And a handsome young farmhands he used to flirt with. The priest who preached at the church, who told us wonderful tales of paradise, and children who would skip stones on the lake and play hopscotch in the streets. I can't help but feel so lonely.
Yeah, I want to fuck your boy when you're alone. The gravedigger's eyes begin to shine. Once she has finished her dress, with tears, but she does not let them fall. She's being very brave, much more so than you are. Yeah, well, you also fucking insensitive bitch.
She's being really insensitive and being really a bitch.
Like the first thought you had after you heard Boschman was like, oh, they had these people?
Oh yeah? You still got them?
And you extend a hand towards her, meaning to... What? Give her a hug? You do not know her well enough. Pat her head? Don't be tantalizing. Squeeze her hand? Perhaps
that's how you get pregnant, don't do that.
As a romantic overture, that is the last thing you want. You do more than your fair share of teasing over that. You sit there for a few moments, paralyzed by indecision as the great porter suppresses her sniffle. And you let your arm drop back to your side. Your hand rests upon your lap, as useful as damp kindling. You don't know what to do with it. You know that you ought to say something, though to show that you heard her plight and that you care. You do not know what this something should be, however. No words could ever console the graveyard. They would never be enough. It can offer some balm, however, to be bereaved. And so after a pause just long enough to be awkward, you offer your condolences. What else can you say?
Oh no, it's all right.
The gravedigger replies, sweeping a few straight tears away with the back of her arm.
I've grown used to it. Really, being on my own, I mean. It ain't so bad, really.
I mean, I mean,
I'm kind of vibing with this gravedigger. Yeah. How about you?
I'm the best.
And I'm not alone now, at least. I bet you. You'll keep me company, won't you?
Okay, okay, that is very forward. Like, hey,
You'll keep me company, won't you?
Hey, give me company. Come on. Come on, sweetie. You can sleep
me
on.
company.
You can sleep on the dirt with me.
Can you sleep on the dirt with me? I'm not alone now.
Where is the kiss gonna come in here?
You'll keep me company, won't you, baby?
Well, what can you say to that? I mean, you can say no.
I mean, you can say no. You could also say you have to take a shower first.
I don't think she has a shower.
Oh yeah, a bath.
You aren't callous enough to trample this poor girl's hopes. Or bitch, you've been judging this bitch from day one, and now you're like, oh shit, should I be nice to her? You know full well yourself how awful that feels. You can do nothing but nod or respond, which makes the girl smile more wildly still.
That's wonderful. I know you're just a traveler who's passing through, but I can offer you bread and board until you leave. I have food enough in a spare bedroom, and I could make it up for you right now.
I gotta be honest with you, with this little say, I feel like how the fuck does she have a spare bedroom?
You must be tired after your long journey. Just give me a moment.
No, I've been on a long journey. I never managed a journey. I mean, it makes sense, but like...
She's like, I've been watching you with the eyes of the raven.
River rises their feet in a flurry of excitement, then retreats. You watch as she departs, a little too eager to please and frown. The girl's home is a small, humble one with a low ceiling and slanted walls. You cannot imagine such a small dwelling possessing a spare bedroom. That's what I am saying! I'm terrified. Where's the spare bedroom? This took us spare bedrooms in all likely the room her father slept in before the plague carried him out.
Ooh, a plague room!
Like to spend the night at the room of a dead man. But what choice do you have? You're tired, wretchedly so. What is all you can do to keep your eyes open? You were running through the fort, desperate to escape. You were sure you had no thought in mind, beyond finding something safe. Some safe sanctuary in which you could recuperate. Now that you have found said sanctuary, it would be unreasonable to find fault with it. You ought to learn to be more thankful for what you have. Yes, you're finally learning that maybe not everyone is rich.
Not everybody has floors in their house.
Yet we know that you would want to remove your floors because you probably don't like them.
I hate having to clean them when Sassy pees on them.
There are many people in the world with less. Oh, I did not like that noise.
that noise was weird.
You rise and follow the grader once she has finished her preparation to her so-called spare bedroom, which is every bit as cramped as you feared it would be. And now you start judging. That took less than like 5 minutes for her to be like, maybe I should be more thoughtful. Fuck, this room is tiny.
She's very judgmental.
At least there's a bed which comes to something for
Oh, at least there's a bed.
the rest of this lodge are so humble you were halfway with a straw pallet.
I mean,
I wouldn't
almost
say
what I have in
no. I wouldn't say no to that. As sad as you might be, you cannot lie to yourself. You have no desire to sleep among the hay like an animal. The sheets of the bed are clean too, a fact you discern with a cursory glance. You will not be expected to sleep upon the sweat-soaked lid of a plague-ridden man after all. It really is your lucky day. I got you. Oh,
I got you this too.
the gravedigger says, somewhat shyly, as she hands you a folded gown.
Just to sleep in. I thought it might come in handy. Your own clothes are a little shabby.
God damn! The shade from the poor girl. You can say that again. Your skirt is covered in mud and the hem is torn and ragged. And you came here and judged this woman's house?
You came into her house looking like a bum, saying that she lived like a bum. This nightgown is one of my old ones, so it's suffered a bit of wear and tear, but I hope it'll fit all right. It's clean, if nothing else.
You accept the nightgown from your benefactress with word of thanks. You want to sound appropriately appreciative, but you cannot mask your fatigue. Burns overcomes and you yawn a fact that does not fail to notice.
Oh, begging your pardon. I don't want to keep you. I'll be making myself scarce. If you need anything, though, don't hesitate to ask. I'd be happy to help.
I'm gonna hesitate to ask because I don't trust this bitch.
Listen, what you did, I'd be happy to help. Bitch.
like for again, we just ran through a fucking foot. How much you would have bet the bitch we're hunting is all 3 characters that is in the game? It was hunting us, but she can like turn into all characters.
You know what? I didn't think about that at all, and I totally forgot about the person that was hunting us.
So in reality, the further we ran through, they just put up those signs to lure travelers. So maybe all of this is just her fucking illusions.
Like it's all like, yeah, it's just like a setup.
The grey bows her head to you like a drudge, then hurries up, closing the door behind her with a thud. Tired you are, you soon find that you are miss your hostess company. Oh shit, if you just wanted to fuck her, you could have said so.
She seemed like really open to like all kind of shit. Like she wasn't weirded out by your questions or, you know, you shitting all over her house.
Good natured smile, you could almost forget all of the hardships you have hitherto endured. In her absence, however, your lodging feels almost unbearably cold. And in
you need her.
But
Yeah,
holy fuck, you are lonely. You need. Did you not go outside before? Like, babe, what did you do before you went into this fucking forest?
Listen, why are you feeling so, you know?
Suppress a shudder and unclothe yourself. You work as quickly as you are able to, but your fingers are cold and they foam with the bottom of your blouse. You more time than you would like to complete this endeavor, but you soon have your shirt and your skirt is spent with. You do try to fold them needless, you do not bother to fold them at all. Instead, you cast them carelessly up on the floor as defined as a sulky shawl and pull on your new nightgown. Okay, so do you know how I sleep? I used to take off my shirt. That's all I do. And I just throw it on the bed. Like,
you know what I do? I get in my bed.
Yeah, but that's because you probably crash before you have time to take off anything.
Yeah, it's pretty true. Yeah.
And then, like, the few times you take off stuff, it's like... That's when you try to sleep.
Yeah, I usually just fall asleep in, like, whatever, like, I've been wearing.
Yeah. I need to take off my shirt specifically, because if I don't, I wake up with a headache. Because it gets too fucking warm.
Oh, yeah. That'll definitely do.
Your hose early warm was apt enough. It is quite warm, but it fits well enough. It is more comfortable, at least, than your old uniform. You've endured worse. Newly dressed and ready for bed, you loosen your hair from your braids and settle down among the shades. It is with a sigh, you extinguish the weakly flickering candlelight, which burns on your bedside, and with a nice sigh, lay your head down upon your pillow. I don't like this silence. This is way too silent.
I was just thinking about something. How long ago was the plague, and what grave was she digging right now?
Don't worry about it.
Wait a minute.
Don't worry about it. Physically,
Wait a minute.
You have to wonder whether you will be able to sleep at all. Recall you. Nah.
Oh.
Nah.
Wait a minute.
You probably died for the force of such weird either. Your heart is still pounding. The fear has yet to leave you. Perhaps never leave you.
Ooh.
The terror was such it almost feels as though it suffered itself into your very being. Your exhaustion is greater than your whirling sighs, and soon claims you. Your eyelids fall shut and your breathing inevitably begins to even out. It is not long until you are spiraling through a dark, deep abyss, lost in Morpheus' kingdom. Your sleep, despite your weary state, is not as restorative as you had hoped. Dream Magnus has always been overactive. Even at the conservator, you were frequently beset by dreams of the most vivid nature. Dreams that you have this night, lying beneath unfamiliar sheets upon an unfamiliar bed, are no less intense than usual. In your dreams, you're back at the conservator, the place where the disadventure of yours began. You are wearing the crisp white blouse you once discarded and your grey, unremarkable skirt. Your hair is tied in braids and your eyes are downturned, very focused upon your feet. Try not to look at your classmates. You fought yourself for it if they did not look at you in return. You did not want anybody to notice you. Until that awful winter, that is where everybody stopped paying attention to you for good. Nobody tried to trip you when you walked past them in the hallways. Nobody, in fact, so much as glanced at you. All of a sudden, there was no malicious whisper, no wicked laughter, no pulling hair, and no thrown object. You were giddy with relief at first over this newfound means of torment you that you clamors had devised. But this little game, that of complete and utter disregard, continued and on and on and on as the days grew shorter and the nights grew longer. As the time passed, you began to fret as to the state of your own corporeality. Would anyone still see you? Do you even exist at all? Then, at long last, you found it, quite by accident, the source of all your woe. One of you had erected in the forest for which you were sometimes bidden to jog for PE class, beneath the shade cast by an old oak tree. It was a makeshift tombstone, a small, meager monument made of stone, on which one of your classmates had hewn a name. Your name. What the fuck?
Oh.
You knew at once as you stood there, standing beneath the shade of the ancient tree, that this was the reason behind your classmates' silence. It was why they had for many months been ignoring you so assiduously. It buried you. In their hearts you had already died. Your ears, notwithstanding, you sleep more comfortably than you had anticipated. When you awake the following morning to the sweet chirping of birds, you will feel well rested, albeit woozy. Your head is aching. There's nothing of it that a cup of hot tea cannot fix. Again, that door sound.
Yeah, the doors. Yeah.
You stumble into the kitchen, your nightclothes, your hair loose and your feet bare, and the grave digger turns to you. He looks at your face, which is peaced, and your under eyes, which are dark. Men have one accustomed to solving problems, not complaining about them.
Oh, you look awful. I think you need something warm to drink, and maybe you need something to eat too. Let me get started on breakfast.
That is exactly what she does. I mean, she's...
Woo!
What did you expect? She was just gonna pretend make breakfast? Like...
She's gonna make pretend breakfast. It's imaginary.
It's all in your head.
Yeah, on her... Wait, where's she making breakfast on? Oh, wait, she has a fire. Never mind.
Yeah, she's a good start on
Yeah, she does have a fire, that's all.
Which proved to be quite simple affair. Nothing like the delicious food you were accustomed to in your past life. Yes, we get it, we're rich. The bread is hard enough to break your teeth on, and the cheese is a bit too strong. Again, yeah, I can understand the bread. Like, if you could kill someone with the bread, I don't think you should eat it. Like, I can eat it. Like, I can eat hard bread, but it's barely because, oh god, it's fucking annoying.
No, but when the bread is like actually hard, it's like it gets very, like it's. You're gonna hurt yourself trying to eat. Yeah, like these people. I can't imagine their teeth are all that great.
It is food all the same though, and you do not complain. Your stomachs begin to grumble. The tea is inoffensive at least, and you drink it gratefully. You thank the bigger girl for her hospitality, and she smiled at you in return. A sunny smile, like a field of blooming bellflowers. We are gonna fuck again. This bitch is creepy. Oh.
Yeah, it's no problem. Don't hesitate to ask me if you need anything else.
She says, words which come to symbolize your relationship. What relationship? You just met.
Apparently, we have a relationship.
Acquaintances, maybe, but like, they really went to like to symbolize your relationship. Like, You are.
I mean,
She's your host. It's like she invited you to her house. That's your relationship at the moment. You're a guest in her house.
yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah, like you make it sound like yeah, we have a big one. I
We have this-
understand why she's gonna get killed later on. I think she's clinging. And just fucking start stalking the bitch. I'm just lonely. Like, bitch, can you get away? To stay with the Grey Day for many, many more days, and in limit, though her means might be, she always tries to help you. I want to know if I ate my 2 donuts yesterday or not, but I don't know where my donuts is.
You ate your what?
Donuts. I had donuts yesterday.
I thought you said you ate your tooth. What?
Yes, I ate my 2.
The microphone like cut out. I thought you said you ate your tooth.
I should now eat them.
Ah,
The greatest sets you short about the house to keep you occupied, a fact for which you're grateful. You need to do something to keep your mind off your frantic flight through the forest. You didn't like think, hey, maybe I should leave the day after. No, let me stay with this random ass girl I met in a forest in the middle of a village.
wait, wasn't she going somewhere?
No, she.
Oh no, she wasn't. No, she wasn't. Never.
That's
Oh, so
it.
she could just has the time to do this?
Apparently, because she was escaping from this woman in the forest, right? And she ran it to the village, right? And in the village, she meets this girl that gives her lodging, right? Now comes the issue. Where is the girl that was hunting you? Why isn't she still hunting you now?
That's a very good point.
You don't forget about it now during the day. During the night, however, it returns to you. The sound of your feet against the foliage, the swirling fog. When you sleep, you're assailed by nightmares. Sometimes you awake after midnight, the sheets twist around your body, and your mouth gaping open in a paroxysm of terror. I have never heard that.
I've never seen that word ever in my life.
Hold on, guys, we are doing googling here. Paroxysm.
That's a cool word, but I've never seen that.
A sudden attack or outburst of a particular emotion or activity. Oh.
You know, paroxysm.
What? Why is that even
Paroxysm?
exist? Hold on.
Paroxysm.
Paroxysm.
Paroxysm. Paroxysm.
Okay.
Paroxysm.
Okay. It's a word at least. Though you try to tell yourself otherwise, you're still afraid. Being with the greater makes you feel less so, though. Particularly when you're sweeping the floor or keeping an eye on the bread loaves so they do not burn. You attend to most of the domestic chores while the greater concerns herself with the work she knows best. That is digging grave. Like.
So she's just out there digging graves all day while you're doing other stuff, doing
I'm
housework.
doing. She's doing. Me. Grave digger.
Yep. Yep.
I'm making sure that the bread is not burned. A dog persistent when it comes to this pursuit intrigues you, so much so that you cannot help but set acquires to her on one particular moment. The sky is festooned with cloud. I'm gonna be right back though. Up. I do think I ate my donuts yesterday. How sad. Oh well. Okay. Fuck. I can't move my chair. Well, Odar, are we ready to continue?
I believe so.
Okay.
Oh wait, no. Yeah, hold on a second.
Oh, okay.
Hold on a second. I gotta roll to the lunch.
Hmm. If hungry store,
Woo, 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 woo.
no.
Oh, hold on. Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm just about to reinstall Honkai Star Rail on my phone. Okay. Are we ready?
I think so.
Why? You ask her perhaps a touch of insensitivity. Do you continue to dig graves? Well, she is a grave digger.
That's what she does.
Like, there's nowhere left after all to dig them for. You've always been practical and you cannot. Why is there no music? Hello? I don't like the silence. There's too silent. There's actually no music here. Holy fuck, that's so quiet. I don't like that. You've always been practical and you cannot see the point in it.
What's the point in it?
The grave digger's partner, while holding her precious shovel to her chest. But she does not seem upset by your character despite its bluntness. You should count yourself lucky her temperament is so very placid.
I don't suppose there's any point to it, really.
The great event said with a small smile.
I know it doesn't have any practical purpose, but
How much you wanna bet she's gonna say, well,
well,
it's all I know.
digging graves is what my father did. He showed me how to do it so I could continue his legacy.
He's dead. The whole village is dead. I don't think there's anyone to dig graves for. What?
My father wanted to keep our family tradition going. And I suppose I want to do the same. That's all there is to it, really.
That's all it is? You think you can understand that? Though your companion's actions might appear to be illogical there. There's a kind of reason nestled among them. She does not dig graves out of any sense of her. She does it instead of out of sentiment.
Yee.
I feel like you could have a better hobby than digging graves.
Besides, I have something to keep myself busy, don't I? If I spend my days idling all on my own, I think I'd go mad.
How much you wanna bet she's gonna stab us with a shovel?
I'm having a feeling that shovel's going into somebody.
The grey laughs at this, as though the prospect of her own man is amusing. Her life, despite her slender stature, is not particularly delicate. It reminds you perhaps unkindly of the brain of a horse. You're ashamed of thinking such a thing, though, and your face flushes with the guilt of it. We cannot all be well-bred young ladies, you know. No! What?
He's an asshole, really.
What do you mean well bred? Like,
She's of the highest pedigree.
I fucking love that sentence. Like, yeah, we cannot all be well bred. Hmm.
I mean, if you want to.
I mean, I could breed you. I mean, what?
I was saying, like, yeah, if you really want to, like, there's no reason why you couldn't be.
Still, the laughter of the great as it echoes through the grey, gloomy sky is strange and desperate. It sounds forced. Her smile, too, is a touch unnatural. The rigid scream of a corpse.
I'm learning all kind of words today.
Yes, unnatural is a word, not motor, I know.
What the fuck is a Tochi? Tochu. Toyuch. That's a good word. No, rictus, I have no idea what that is.
The rigid scream, it's like the... That doesn't... And why did you give me the English? Richter, a fixed grimace or... Oh! Oh, it's basically fixed. A fixed grimace or grin.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes, yeah.
You find this by your attempt to return her love with a polite good that you cannot. You cannot help but pity her. The fuck was that?
The door to the sky closed. You're not paying attention?
Clearly. You retreat indoors bravely after you talk with the gravedigger. Then said about some simple shore. The grave trusts you well enough to manage sweeping the floor. A task which does not take particularly long, and the prepare of the meal, a task which takes slightly longer. Yeah. It's not until much later, however, once the sun is already sun beneath the horizon and the moon is high in the sky. The grave returned from the outdoor. She is windswept after many hours spent exposed to the element. The dirt caked beneath her fingernail. She removes her cloak and which she hangs by the door. And looks to the pots of the fire which you stoked with your own fair hands. The scent of cooking food, that of garlic and onions, fills the air, softening the interior of the kitchen in a homey aroma which makes your stomach rumble.
Makes my tummy rumble.
Taking stock of this, the greater smiles at you, a toothy smile. Despite her styles as a lovely base, pretty clean and bright and white. Can you stop, like, making
Judging her, judging every aspect of her.
I'm starting to question if this is actually a love story. 'Cause, like, I feel like it's more like.
Can you imagine? Now think about this. Now, I want us to go off on a tangent right here because you just brought up something that really caught my attention. Now imagine, a love story, right? You see how judgmental and shitty this person is? What would the dynamic in that relationship be? And the other one's potentially a killer. The other one could be fucking undead. Who the fuck knows? What would the dynamic in that relationship be? I'm very interested to
I don't know.
ponder a little bit more of that because she seems like a bitch.
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't know this, but I mean, she's gonna die. I can figure out why she's gonna fucking die at this point because it feels like.
I think, you know what? I think that might be that's probably the reason why they made her so. So you don't feel too bad when she, when she finally eventually gets, Thank you so much, dear. There's nothing like returning home after a day's work to find dinner already prepared. Now let me give it a test.
The grave digger dips a spoon into the sink and brings it to her lips. She blows upon it. She places the spoon in her mouth, the wooden utensil clacking against her teeth. She observes this with a touch of anxiety. Will she like the food which you have prepared for her? You cooked for her before in the past and she was always very complimentary of your efforts. We're not your forte, however. Yeah, we have clearly figured that out because you didn't know what fucking cooking utensils was.
Yeah.
You never had to concern yourself with it really growing up in relative comfort as you did. You think that you enjoyed this rural, rustic mode of existence more than you did any of the privilege of your past. And yeah! The first thing you did when you came here was bully her or think like, oh gosh, she's poor. And now you're like, oh my gosh, she's actually having a nice life.
the protagonist has been having like an existential crisis about how poor and unkempt this woman is throughout the entirety of this story.
At least now, with the Great Eagle, you have a steadfast friend, a staunch ally. When you are with her, you're not alone, and that is worth its weight in gold.
Mmm.
The Great Digger exclaims after drawing the spoon from her lips. Her smile, a bright, guileless one.
It's delicious.
I know how to say guileless. That's funny. I know guile.
Oh yeah, Guile from yeah. Yeah, that makes yeah.
Your face flushes at this compliment. You're unaccustomed to receiving them, and it makes you feel good. So when are you guys gonna fuck?
Is she gonna die before that happens, or what?
I mean,
Uh,
does that matter?
I mean, in these stories, you never know where you never know what
We
where
have
it's gonna
literally
go.
cannibalism in this part. In
Wait.
this storyline. So remember, why not necrophilia?
Yeah, why not? They just didn't list that
You
in the list
asked
of
it-
features.
Shall ask it if she truly means that. A query which makes the Grey Digger smile.
Of course, I mean it. You become quite good at cooking, really.
Yeah, because 5 days ago you didn't know what a fucking utensil was. That is a relief. It's a relief. I believe you were not very good at all of this malarkey in the beginning. Malarkey? What the fuck is?
That's a weird word. I know the word, but it's a weird word.
Yeah. And
Malarkey's like it's like bullshit. All this cooking bullshit. Like
yeah. That's
how
what
I would.
malarkey.
But that's a
meaningless.
just like-
nonsense.
Yeah, it's just like an old word. Yeah, it's like
origin
Where does-
1920s of unknown origin.
where the hell did this game get some of these words from? Because good God, they are advanced.
So this behind, I fucking love their fucking writing because it's like I'm learning shit while
Yeah.
almost getting murdered.
Some of these words I've never seen in my life, and I
You did not know.
actually do like them.
You did not know how to handle a knife, nor how to peel a vegetable, and you cut yourself more than once. I mean, I have also cut myself a few times, mostly because what? That's how I learned that I needed band-aids. I accidentally was cutting an onion, and then I cut myself, and I didn't have band-aids. You bled into the soup on several occasions, but never once did you throw this solid soup. How?
Blood. Okay.
Go,
All right.
You guys leave the hummer and she cannot afford to waste a precious Your soups during your stay have all been reseasoned with a slight hint of iron.
That's from the blood.
I don't know what. I mean, maybe it's a good seasoning. I don't know.
So they've been drinking soup with blood in it?
Apparently.
Oh. That's a nice way to get closer.
She's definitely inside her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's a a symbolic way to get closer.
Today's soup, however, is more step above all the rest. You did not cut yourself with a knife even once.
Congratulations, you weren't an idiot today.
Like, I have cut myself a few times, of course, because, you know, it makes sense. But if you're so fucking bad at handling a knife, maybe you shouldn't.
Well, congratulations for not cutting yourself today, you moron.
Maybe your companion's compliments are not empty fluff. Maybe you really are improving.
The soup should be ready to serve. I have some bread too. So we can eat with it. But oh, I should brew some tea too. That may...
Ah, yes. The tea. You knew that you were forgetting something. You were so focused on the soup, it must have slipped your mind. Your face flushes yet again at this oversight, and shyly you offer to correct it. The gravedigger, however, waves your request aside.
No, it's all right. You made dinner, so I'll brew the tea. It's only fair, and it won't take all that long. Would you mind serving up the soup while I'm busy?
Had it been you and Mozart, you would have definitely just not been like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna help. Because you wouldn't mind. You're doing your make yourself useful. For a lady, you're awfully domestic. What the f- That's a sentence.
Yeah, like, what? What is she trying to, what does she mean by that?
You're awfully domestic. The regular centigrade to finish your nightly meal, and together you serve it soup and bread alongside 2 cups of piping hot tea, grabbed by your host's own 2 hands. You sit together at the table, then partake in this simple fare after saying grace. The soup really is quite good, despite it being made from only the most commonplace of ingredients. There's a bit of kick to it, and it warms you from the inside out. The tea, meanwhile, is very soothing, so much so it makes you feel rather sleepy. You would like to sit with the gravedigger for a little while longer, and tell stories, as you have sometimes in the past, or play cards. The nights are long, and there is no better way to pass them than spending time with her. Things of old maid, alas, we'll have to wait. You are too tired for it. You do not know what has happened, but after consuming your victuals... What?
That's a word.
You feel
Victuals?
Guys, go time.
Victuals on screen, meaning.
Victual, food or provision.
So why can't they just say that?
Origin, Latin.
Why is that a word in this?
I mean, it makes sense.
They're just trying to sound fancy. Are they just trying to sound fancy and old-timey?
I think it's more like it's meant to be like an old-timey thing, just because it's meant to be like the 1800s.
But after you've consuming your victuals, you know, like.
Yeah.
You're consuming your goddamn victuals.
You explain your predicament to the gravedigger between your yawns, and she nods in response.
Oh, here we go. That's all right. You don't need to stay up with me. Not if you ain't up to it. You should head off to bed and rest that pretty head of yours.
You do not think you're particularly pretty, but you presume that the gracious I cannot pronounce that. Regurgitating a phrase you get. Regurgitating?
Regurgitating.
I am gonna look that actually up.
Yeah. Yeah. English? I think it's an English word. I know that, but that's one of the things that's so fucking hard about English. Sometimes.
Yeah, she does not truly mean it. How could she? She's far prettier than you are. You thank the gravedigger for her understanding and rise from the table. I'm just gonna have nightmares of that fucking door.
That sounded
You return to the spare bedroom on trembling legs, then change out of your clothes. You've only just slid into your nightgown when you hear the rapping of nuggets upon your door. Light and unobtrusive. Are you okay?
I'm fine. Thinking about where this is going.
This rap could of course belong to but one person. I hope it's only one person.
But who's knocking at the door, and for what reason? Is it the ghost coming to get you, or is it the gravedigger coming to get to get you?
I mean, with the man, she probably would have forgotten who lives here. Who would be like, who would be knocking on the door at this hour? Like, huh? It is a gravedigger come to check upon you.
I'm sorry.
Grace says, her voice soft.
But you rushed to your room so soon after eating, I couldn't help but worry about you. Would you mind if I took a look at you? I just want to see if you're right.
I think we get into the text scenes. No, Modar. No. The great way is trying to keep her voice steady, but you can hear it wavering regardless. She really does sound concerned, so much so she could very well be on the brink of tears. You do not want her to cry for you. You would feel horribly guilty if you upset her, even inadvertently, given all that she has done for you. You know, hairball, as they say. You bid the gravedigger entry into your room, therefore without further delay an invitation she hastens to take. The door swings inwards with a creak, and there you hostess stands, still attired in black, her clothes a stark contrast to your pure white, well off-white nightgown. You know, without the cloak, she still looks fucking good. The girl looks at you seated in bed with your hair freed from your usual braid and exhales. That relief you want to plain about her face. But why? What was she expected to see excited before entering your bed chamber?
Thank you for letting me in.
The great lady says, toying with her fingers.
How do you feel?
Not too terrible, you reassure her. There are no particular problems with your health. You just feel tired.
Are you sure you're not sick? Your face does look a bit pale.
Are we about to actually be done with this storyline? That would be nothing out of the norm. You're always okay, well, I think she's a vampire.
True. Now, is there anything I could do for you? Would you like something warm to drink? Or maybe a hot brick to place in your bed? It should keep you warm.
Oh. Huh, interesting. Never thought about that before. Like, if you live in a cold area, you just put like a hot thing in your bed to make it warmer.
Yeah, I guess. A hot brick, I guess that worked for somebody.
I mean, they probably took what they had at the time.
Yeah, they didn't have like
it wasn't like they could go out and fetch like a heater, really. You appreciate your host is thoughtful, but you reassure her that this won't be necessary. You will be fine. Oh my god.
I hope so. I thought that about my father too, before he...
The grave digger begins, but her voice soon trails off. Does not finish that thought. Does not need to. You know now what she was thinking of before she entered your bedroom. Cold, clammy skin. A sweating brow. Rank, oozing, hostiless. You think upon these symptoms, which are eerily similar to those recounted during the Great Plague, which once beset your own country, and you shudder.
If you don't want anything, then I'll be on my way.
The Great Digger says.
But before that...
Before that...
This was just a fancy on my part. But I was wondering... Would you mind if I brush your hair for...
What the fuck?
I'm trying not to laugh.
Like, I felt like you could have asked anything, no, like anything, but it's like, can I brush your hair a little bit? Like,
Would you mind if I brush your hair for a little while?
your hair. Huh?
That's right. It's such a pretty shade of red is all. I just thought Well, it's just a fancy, really. You don't have to let me. Not if you don't want to. But I thought it might help you relax if you're feeling under the weather. I've heard it's supposed to be soothing.
That is what the grade says, but you have to discern that she's the one looking for solace here. She's not quite so selfless, perhaps, as she would like you to think. She has been so very good to you and has done so very much for you that you do not want to begrudge her this small self-indulgence. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you.
This is how this starts.
Like, you already like her. Like, come on. Like,
Everybody just stop fucking around already and just,
actually start fucking around.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
You're everything she deserves it. You agree, therefore, to her request, and upon doing so, you're certain you have made the right choice. The hoster's face lights up immediately, in a manner which makes you blush.
Oh, thank you. It'd be my honor. Now let me fetch my brush.
Can you not fetch the brush at this point? Cause fuck that door. God damn. Grady retreats from your room in a hurry, but returns soon thereafter, holding in her right hand the promised brush. You make it sound like it's an artifact of like ancient land, and she comes with the brush of the Elven Lord. like no, it's a fucking brush. I think you need to fix your flooring. That creaking doesn't sound good. This artifact acquired the great. Not a fucking artifact, it's a brush. No, it's a brush. The grey didn't so
It's a brush.
Bed by your side. Also, can we just talk about how I made a joke before this popped up about the ancient artifact?
Right, you called it.
She looks at your hair for a few minutes, and her expression pensive. Then she announced that she will begin. Why do you need to announce it? Like, okay, I'm gonna brush your hair now. Like, wasn't that the plan the whole fucking time? The grave digger leans in.
Hold on, I'm leaning. Okay.
The wooden frame of the bed creaks under her. A creak which melts with the sigh of the breeze outdoors. You can feel the bristles of the brush running through your hair. It is soothing enough, so much so it makes you shiver. The sensation is a pleasant one and somewhat nostalgic. Did your mother do this for you, you wonder, when you were a little girl? If she did, it must have been when you were a very little girl. You've not seen your mother in some time now, after you enrolled at the conservatoire.
Oh, you have such lovely hair, dear one. It's soft, just like silk. Not at all like mine. Mine is so coarse.
I'm at the moment checking something on because they're releasing they're gonna do they're doing Fate Grand Order collab with Honkai Star Rail, and I'm looking for when they're releasing the characters. I'm actually saving for the pulse for that specific one, because I want to get Saber. I don't care which Saber. I want the one from either Apocrypha or the classic one. Okay. This gentle voice draws you out of your vague half-formed reminiscences. It's understood the Grace lost in herself her own because her voice when next she speaks is dreamy.
I think my mother used to brush my hair like for me back when she was still alive. That must have been a very long time ago.
It is funny, you think it's a breeze of the brush contained to slide through your throat, that you and the Grey should be both be reminiscing in time about your respective mothers. Perhaps there's something maternal in the fact of brushing one's hair, which is one something for such images. I mean, some people like being called mommy, so I mean,
Yeah.
I would know personally. I cannot remember my own mother at all.
Oh, she needs a mom? Oh. I don't think I like having my hair brushed very much.
The grey did contain her breath warm against the exposed nape of your neck.
My mother used to complain that I squirm too much. I can remember that. She always told me, sit still. That it wasn't my fault I squirmed. She used too much force.
Bitch, complain. Now this is curious. It sounds as though the reminiscences of the Great Wig are not particularly fond after all. Did she not get along with her mother? I can't. Oh.
I can't rightly say. I was young, like I said, when she died. I really don't remember her too well.
The Great Wig replies in a somber sort of a voice.
But I don't think she ever had that much time for me. She was too busy with all the cooking and cleaning, and looking after my baby brothers, who also died.
But she had time enough despite that to brush your hair.
She did what she felt she had to make me look presentable.
Okay. My brain just was thinking about something completely different for a second.
Not that it really worked. I wasn't like the other girls in the village, you see, who like to sit indoors with their mothers and sew. I always loved the outdoors.
I can agree with that. Like, I don't really like sitting indoors. I love the outdoors. I just hate the heat.
I'm not a huge fan of the insects either. My father said I inherited that from him.
Truthfully, the Grey Wig smile. Not that you can see it with your back facing her. So how the fuck do you know she's smiling? Bitch!
Wait, you're the narrator knows that she's smiling, not the...
No, but it
My mother-
says... Like, okay, but hold on, let me go back at. Truthfully, the Grey Wig smile. Not that you can see it with your back facing...
Yeah, so it's what? Yeah, that's weird writing, actually. Yeah, exactly. How could she wouldn't be able to see it? My mother said,
hold on.
Oh, wait, yeah. My mother said I wasn't
Nope.
very maidenly. She didn't like that I always traipsed around outside. Hold on, I think I got it.
Nope, okay.
After my father watching as he dug graves. She said it wasn't appropriate, like I was some sort of princess wearing a fine dress.
The Grey Wig just snorts.
I used to get a bit muddy, yes, and maybe I did get burrs in my clothes and knots in my hair, but it shouldn't have mattered. It's not like I ever had hopes of marrying a prince, no matter what my mother said. But still, she hoped. She had lots of hopes, my mother. High hopes. I think she might have resented my father, maybe, for working such a menial job. Our profession is an honest one, but it's never made much money.
I mean, I feel like, yeah, no, grave digging feels like it's a very limited job.
Yeah. I think my mother was hoping for fine jewels and dresses and I don't know. She always had ideas. Her head was full of fairy tales. It was a shame, I suppose, that her reality didn't match up to what she wanted. It didn't match up to. I didn't match up to what she wanted.
The bitterness in your friend's voice is unmistakable, so much so you want to console her. What would you say to her, though? You never met your companion's mother. You never will either. Her cold inert body has been lying in the graveyard, buried beneath a tombstone for over a decade. You have no way of ascertaining whether your companion's mother truly cared for her. You do have intelligence enough of her, however, to... I'm debating that intelligence part. However, to understand that for the outcome can cause more harm than good. You not like if people try to tell you that of course your father loved you really. If he loved you, then why did he send you away far from home? Why did he never send you any letters? You know he was worried about his finances, but that seems a poor excuse to pretend that his own daughter did not exist. As for your own mother, meanwhile, she was nice, at least you think she was, but she was woefully ineffectual. Though she was nominally an adult, she was always cleared before your father's judgment. You think that she was afraid of him. You do not try to tell the great therefore that her mother loved her, that she must have done else she would not have given birth to her. Instead you sit there letting the brush run through your hair, and you say quiet that you understand. Sometimes you feel like a disappointment yourself.
I'm glad I'm not the only one. I guess it happens to all of us.
Are you yelling about that?
Oh wait, I might have misread the the context.
Sometimes you feel like you do, like what? Also forgot. You guess so. And they're only people after all. While one would hope one's parent would be kind and attentive, they do too can fall victim to caprices of their own. Why is there so many new words here?
I know that there's a car called that, but I don't know what that word means.
A sudden and unexpected change of mood or behavior. How old is it? It's from the mid-17th.
Maybe that's what they're doing. They're throwing in just old words from that time period.
Which makes sense, but also it's like, why are you teaching me shit?
I didn't expect to learn something.
Like, how dare you teach me stuff when I'm playing?
I didn't expect to learn things about words
in a reading game. Just because
I didn't expect to actually learn anything.
Just because one has brought a child into this world, it does not mean one will be able to take care of it properly. Not all parents are responsible. Just as not all people are responsible. Well, I'm glad you don't live in 2025.
Everybody's responsible. It's great.
I heard about a kid that died in a car in Texas.
Yeah, they do that all the time.
Yeah, but this was a 9-year-old.
Yeah, it's
like, okay, so here was my first issue. So apparently the mother took the kid to work, left her in the car.
Right.
My first question was, why did she take the kid to work? She's 9. Like, I wasn't allowed to be alone at home at 9 years old.
Okay, so here, that is very much frowned upon. But people still do it. But if you leave the kid in the hot car, right? Cars get to the temperature of like an oven.
Yeah, I know. Do you know what's more funny? She gave her a water bottle. That's it.
Yeah, good luck with that. That's crazy.
Like, I don't understand the logic. Why did you bring the kid to work? Like, also, again, if I think you're Americans, I don't think it's true. Like, I don't think it's frowned upon. I think the issue is, that's a modern issue. I think leaving a kid that's like 9, 10 years old at home. I think there's like a general law that like there's a certain age, I think it is, that you can't. I think it's like 15 or something. It does say, I don't think there's a law for that, but I think it's like, because didn't you, like, if you ask a Gen X, they did not really give a shit.
Yeah, that's
what I mean. It's like, I think the issue isn't that leaving a kid at home. I think the issue is people have been so fucking like they don't want to do that anymore because it's like they think their kids are fragile or something and they would like die. And then you leave them in the car and they die anyways. But
How did the kid not know to get out of the car?
that's my
Or
first.
were they locked in the car? That was what I was wondering, really.
Like also, even if the car is locked, shouldn't there be a mechanism if you're inside the car that you get out? Right?
Yeah.
Oh, and the window was cracked, by the way.
That's crazy, man.
I'm telling you, like I don't think at age 9, if you can't leave your kid at home, if there's a law against it, then it's just a terrible state. But like 9-year-old, you like I get it not making them cook food and shit. Like I didn't do that, but I was allowed to. Like I was out playing outside when I was 9 years old.
I remember being out. I didn't go back into the house until like it was nighttime.
Yeah, like
When I was just out running around, like just anywhere.
yeah, and summer specifically, you were out playing sports maybe or doing whatever. Like you didn't sit inside. It is a painful subject. What was the subject again? Oh yeah, we were talking about irresponsible parents. I forgot the subject completely.
Irresponsible parents. Oh well, it's all right if my oh my god, all right, it's all right if my mother never liked me, or even if she never loved me. I know my father did, and that's all that matters. He was always there for me, no matter what.
Your companion's voice catches in her throat. She winces.
At least until he wasn't.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, we all-
logically, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
we all, everybody in this conversation knew exactly how that story ended.
Like,
We all knew that. Yes.
yeah,
He died. Surprise, everybody!
not like we talked about that like 10 hours ago, or like a few days ago.
And I didn't do a thing to help him.
Your commander's shoulders are beginning to shake. You still cannot see her, but you can feel her body convulsing. You can sense her loneliness rolling up her in waves. It is all consuming, like the waters of a deep, dark ocean. Grief anew pierces your heart, not on your behalf, but for the sake of your benefactress. She does not deserve to suffer so much. This you have no qualms with telling her. You turn to face her and pluck the brush which has been hovering in the air, inert from her fingers. Then you let her know that her father's death was not her fault. What could she have done? You could not have cured his illness.
I know, but I can't help but think, what if? I keep racking my head over and over, trying to come up with something. But I can't think of anything. And if I could, it's too late. He's already dead.
Have you heard about this beautiful thing called necromancy?
That would certainly change what's going on in here. Wait, is one of them a vampire?
Maybe the princess in the castle lady. I mean,
He's dead and buried. I buried him, and now I'm alone. Sorry.
you might have been alone. You tell the lady, but she isn't now. Not anymore. How can she be when you're there?
I know that. I know, and I'm grateful. But I don't know if I deserve it.
Why would she not deserve your company? You do not understand.
Because I couldn't do nothing for nobody.
Yeah, because nobody's nobody. Like, if you do nothing for nobody, that
There's nobody to do nothing for.
like
Or no to do. Yep.
I couldn't do nothing for nobody. Like, you mean anybody?
I couldn't do nothing for
Like, that makes sense. Like, yeah, you couldn't do nothing for nobody because there's nobody to do saw before. I don't or nothing. Like,
Isn't that it's a double negative statement?
yeah, it's like it
that's
doesn't
what it
make
is.
sense. Yeah.
My father always looked out for me when I was a little girl, but when he needed me the most, I failed him. I failed everyone. All of the villagers, all of my friends, all died.
Didn't she say she didn't have any friends?
Her friend she made up in the story.
Yeah, of course.
What would you do if the same thing happened to you? I don't think I could bear it. I don't want you getting sick too. Not when I care about you so much. I thought I'd gotten used to being on my own, but now that you're here, it makes me worried. It makes me worry all over again. I've been worrying so much I can't sleep from it. I'm scared.
Your companion voice catches in her throat. And she collapses in on herself. She leans forward, her arms about her middle as if to steady herself, and she cries. She cries and she cries and she cries. Okay, you don't need to tell me that 3 times. Okay, I get it. She's crying. For a few moments, you look at the gravedigger, unsure of what to do. Her pale face, streaked with silvery tears, seems to flicker in the candlelight. Her shoulder, which seemed too slender to bear the accumulative weight of all the sorrow she had endured, are shaking. Your fatigue continues to cling to you, as it insists as the fog which rolls amongst the tombstone. In the graveyard at night, you're not so very tired. However, you cannot offer your hostess some comfort. You do not know what you can say to console her. You feel too weary to think of pretty sophisms. What?
Can we do that go ogle? Cause what?
A clever false argument, one used deliberately to deceive.
Sophism. Sophisms.
I have never heard the word.
Who the hell knew that this was going to be so educational? I like learning new words, so that's cool.
But there's something you can think of. You would not typically be so bold, of course, but you are tired enough for one to throw caution to the wind. That in the theater we are awfully resting. God damn! You open your arms, and before the grey digger can pass comment, you pull her to your shot. Okay, I just got an achievement. Did you see that?
No. What'd you get?
It was called Library. Be a Good Samaritan. I just did. What do you mean, be a good Samaritan? I gave her a hug. Oh, that's you.
Oh.
A soft exclamation escapes the lips of the grave, quieter than the sound of winter snow as it brushes the ground. Then
Exactly.
there's
like that.
nothing. Grace stiff in your arm for a few moments, like the corpses she and her prey used to sail away inside their wooden coffins. It's all wide eyes and awkward pointed elbows. Wide eyes and awkward pointed elbows, tears still coursing down her back. Fuck, I can. You very briefly as you hold her that you have perhaps made a mistake. Or your attempts to console her too clumsy. You would not know. You have never been in a room like this before. Clearly! You would have never consoled any friends before because you've never had any friends to console.
Ooh.
It is not so now, however. Yours is far away from your old life as it's possible to be, and it really does not curse you for your impudence. Neither does she try to squirm away from you. Instead, she sits there, still as a statue, cradled in your arm.
Oh, very sorry to show you something so embarrassing. It's just, I get so lonely sometimes.
Until at long last, with a breathy sob, she lets the full weight of her body fall against yours. I gotta be honest with you though, I kinda like this picture. This is a good picture.
It is. It is.
Like, I understand why it says really good art, because I fucking love the art. You run your hands against your sobbing companion's shoulder, place on her back, and gently you soothe her. You tell her that she does not need to apologize. There's no shame in crying. You hug her for many, many minutes while she sobs against your chest, wet in the front of your nightgown. No further words pass between you that night, but they do not need to. Words are irrelevant in a moment as tender as this, shared between two souls who have come to understand one another through mutual loneliness. Yeah, we call it depression. Am I wrong?
I mean,
Okay. Motors are saying no. You slide
mean-
beneath your sheet, you still feel excited and degraded your shit without asking for permission. I think that would be called sexual harassment. In most cases. I'm just saying. I'm not an expert on the law, but I
see, usually when I got to this point, and like if I was on a date, right? If I got to this point, like the crying part, it usually ended right there.
like
It didn't really go any further. Both of us crying, and then it being over.
yeah. But I feel like other part would have been classified as sexual harassment
Yeah,
and probably got up here going like, why are you in my bed?
like I don't. You know what I don't understand? Okay, I gotta ask you this question because I don't understand how much time has passed at all in this.
I think it's like 4 or 5 days. I know there's a few days.
I thought you were gonna say months.
No.
Oh, I thought I was wrong for thinking that it was. Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless
Well,
I missed a
they're moving a
cue.
little too fast.
Unless I missed a cue where they told us how if there's been months, but I think it's just been a few days, probably a week.
Damn. Okay.
You've been unnecessary piece of politeness. Maybe 2 weeks also, because you know. But yeah, it moving fit. It would be a piece of politeness. Really giving you something. It's all but assured. Bitch, I don't think you should just let anyone just go into your bed. Even if you would allow them anyways. It feels weird.
Wait, what happened to how she was like dirty and like all nasty and she didn't? What happened to all that? That didn't change, did it?
I don't know.
Isn't she still like all grungy and shitty and you know, smell bad and all this other?
Don't worry about it.
It's a
You've
story about growth and acceptance.
You've already accepted gravity after all. Every single inch of her. That
What?
I like how we both went to the specific
Yeah, yeah,
topic.
yeah. That's a very vivid way to express that.
You've accepted her hospitality. You've accepted her food. Now you're accepting her company. You arrange yourself beneath the sheets and draw her body to yours. The gravity has not yet changed into her nightwear. Yours
Yes,
will be
she's still-
horribly rumpled when she awakes from the following morning, her head resting against your chest. The tomorrow has ceased to matter. It no longer exists. There is no concept of time between the two of you. No thought of the day which will dawn on once this night instead there's only the warmth shared between you and the wetness on the cheeks of the gravedigger. There is the sound irregular now and less intense than before of your companion muted muffled sobs. There's this gentle tender moment snatched in the midst of a deep dark night which can never be replaced. Your eyelids feel heavy as though weighted down with stones. They droop Oh fuck!
Inexorably.
Yeah, okay. What does it mean?
I don't know.
Impossible to stop or prevent.
Is that the right word for that?
Yeah,
Impossibly
Inexorable.
downwards.
inexorable. Yeah.
It's a-
It's from the mid 1600s. Of course it is.
Yeah, so they're using they're using
They are pulling you like a drowning maiden into the dark abyss of slumber. Oh shit, we're gonna be murdered now.
The abyss
John.
forever slumber.
Then you fall asleep, cozied up beside the grave like two cats in a basket. You sleep and you sleep and you sleep more deeply than you have allowed yourself in quite some time. But when you awake, you find that you're no longer in the bed upon which you slept in, shrouded by shades. The grave digger too is nowhere to be seen. Instead, you're quite alone, lying by yourself in the dark. You blink, but your surroundings do not become any clearer. It's at the middle of the night. Perhaps you were roused from your slumber by the desire to relive yourself, or else to slake your thirst. Your sleep has been awfully disordered as of late, and the smallest of noises have been enough to disturb you. That does not sound quite right, though. You slept well, of that you're certain. Your body feels invigorated, as though it had slumbered for hours and hours. How many hours? You do not know. You don't know how much of anything. You can feel a strange pinching sensation around your chest, however, and around your arms. It appears to somebody, but who else could it have been save the grave? Change your tire while you were sleeping. That is a startling thought, but the darkness which entombs you is even more so. The darkness which surrounds you is uncertainly complete. It is so thick. You cannot penetrate it. Your newfound woes do not stop, however, at this time. Unnatural darkness, it is cold too, and you're lying upon something hard, and some sort of stone slab. What is going on? You reach out, but your movements are so timid. The fuck is timid? And I've heard that word before, but what the fuck is it? Timid. Prevent or hinder okay. There's something heavy lying atop you, something that is limiting your movements. You were anxious before upon awaking, but at this discovery, you feel downright aggravated. A sharp prong of panic pierces you, but you try to suppress it. Hysterics will get you to nowhere. In most cases, they only tend to make bad situations even worse. You ought to know that already. You swallow your mounting dread as best you can, though it is coming on thick and fast, and try to squirm. You move your arms outwards, but they do not get very far. There's a wall above you, and walls on either side of you. Walls which do not budge no matter how hard you push. Note, I must add that you can push particularly hard, your anxious state notwithstanding. You have never had much in the way of upper body strength, nor lower body strength. You do not have much in the way of strength at all. You feel quite helpless as you lie there out of breath from your meager exertions, unsure of what you should do. You can hardly see a foot in front of your face. You do not know where you are, nor why, but a thermal premonition is beginning to bear down upon you, one which initially you tried to discard. You did not want to accept it as a possibility, but where else could the truth lie? You're lying in a box, hemmed in by walls which offer only a scant few inches for you to stretch in any direction. Where else could you be but a coffin? The moment you allow yourself to ponder this awful reality is the moment you hear it, the irregular sound of drumming. It is as though somebody, though they must be a very large somebody, is tapping their fingertips on the lid of your coffin. It is raining. It is not the fingers of a giantess, though, which is disturbing you, nor is it falling rain. It is dirt. This sound goes on and on as though it is drilling in its way inside your skull. It is relentless. It is merciless. Like the ticking of a great celestial clock, it cannot be stopped. Your time is almost running out. But you knew that already, didn't you? When you were running through the forest, you ought to have known, silly thing, that you could not outpace your destiny forever. Sooner or later, it would catch up with you. You are stubborn, though, and you do not want to accept this. Not content to simply lie there, you cry out. You cry not for your parents, whom you hardly knew, nor for your schoolfriend, for you never had any. And then you cry out for your new companion, the girl with whom you have been living, and with whom you shared one precious, cherished moment. You cry out for the gravedigger. Sure, this is some matter of mistake. Once you read that you are in fact entombed in one of the coffins she is currently filling, for who else will be moving the dirt above you? You will cease her operations at once. She will pull you out of the darkness, back into the world of the living, and then she will behold you clothed She will embrace you. She cannot mean to cause you any harm, not when she was so good to you and so kind. Why would she bury you? You cry to her so loudly, you feel your vocal cords might tear, all will bang against the roof of your compact prison. You cry, desperately, helplessly, and to your relief your cries do not fall upon deaf ears. The sound of the falling soil stops a bit briefly, then you hear a voice. The voice is very faint, given it's being filled through your coffin stirred lid, but you recognize it.
So you're awake then, are you, dear one?
The grave digger says. She sighs. Then she says in a perplexed sort of voice,
Now that's a pickle. I was hoping you'd be asleep a couple hours more, so the last time we spoke, I'd have been on better could have been on better terms.
Huh?
What?
Hold on.
If you keep screaming like that, I'm gonna feel bad.
You compare word to this mistake. You're so tense, you're attuned to every single syllable, and each of them makes you gasp. Was this not a mistake then? Does she truly mean to bury you alive? You posed this question to the grave as best you can, trying to keep the tremor from your voice as you do. But you're thinking you're optimistic that if you do not let her know how afraid you are, she will reward you for your bravery and let you go. If this is what you're hoping, though, it is in vain.
That's right. You really do catch on quick.
It would appear she really has come into the task of burying you. What an unfortunate turn of events. Why, though, will she do such a thing? You thought that she was your friend.
We are friends.
The graduate said, her voice still worryingly empty.
I'm very fond of you. There's nobody dearer to me than you.
We really think I think we should have said no to putting her in your bed.
I've had a really good time with you these last. How long's it been again? I don't remember.
Are you sure it's not just you, Motor, at this point? Because I feel like that would be like, fuck, I don't remember.
I don't know. I had a good time. When was it? I don't fucking know. I don't remember.
Neither do you. Well, if just let it slip both of your minds, it can't be all that important.
That's kind of important.
You have other things to worry about. If you really have friends, you say to the great, and what does she hope to gain by burying you? You do not understand, but you understand her reply even less.
Well, here's the thing.
The greatest says in a reasonable sort of voice, as they're burying somebody I like before that was offensive reason. Like, it's what you see. Here's the thing.
Here's the thing. I've been digging graves for a long time, see?
Okay. You cannot say, is this too... No, that's a bad joke. That's a bad fucking joke. It is too dark.
It did make me laugh.
Yeah, but you're also a dad. You have an excuse.
Yeah, that's true.
But you affirm that you do all the same.
Well, I was digging all these graves, but I had not had anybody to put them in, not for ages. It was rather sad.
You think you know where this train of logic is twisted thought? Twisted though it is, my biggest, you do not interrupt her. You know no good would come of it. All you can do for the present is lie there and listen.
I was thinking I'd never find another person to bury in this godforsaken village. Not after the plague messed everything up. And I was getting desperate. Until you came along, that is. Now that I have somebody I can bury, I'm not gonna let the opportunity pass me by.
So, Motor, I think she's a psychopath.
Yeah, she might be. I'm sorry, but this is just part of my job. It's what my father taught me to do. It's all I know how to do.
I know how to bury people, okay?
That's what she does. She buries people. What do you think she was gonna do?
That's what the fuck she does. I buried my mother, and I buried my father. I buried all my friends.
Were they alive though?
Now I'm gonna bury you too, and it doesn't matter, really.
It is sound logic in a sense. As the daughter of a great, the engraved is her job, but something about it rankles you. And you could put your finger on it. Ah yes, there is a bit of a flaw with her reading, is there not? You are not dead after all. You might not be dead. Oh,
Oh, you might not be dead now,
the great says in response to your ingenuity.
but you will be if given enough time.
I mean,
Yeah,
I can't argue with the logic.
logic is pretty solid. That will happen. I mean, everybody else I've ever known's died. Who's to say you wouldn't be next?
Is it more likely that you would die and quickly if she persists with her poorly thought out plan to bury you? Your grave is not very large, therefore she precious little space. Eventually, if trapped within it for long enough, you will run out of oxygen. Then you will suffocate. That or you will starve to death. Either way, I think you will actually suffocate first. I'm gonna be honest with you. Either way, your demise will be a slow, painful one. You're unsure which death will be worse, though, given how precarious your situation is. You do not wish to expand, and you need to ponder it. You need to plead with the grave and click while she is still here. You tell her tearfully that you would not leave her. Why would you? You try to sound as convinced as your disordered nerves will allow, but the grave remains unmoved.
You say that, but how can I know you're telling the truth? I thought you said you were a traveler. They never stay put in one place for long. You get sick of me before long, then you leave me. This way, at least, I can be assured that we'll always stay together. If I bury you like I did the others, we'll never be far apart. I even took care to put you in a nice spot close to my home, so you're the only a stone's throw away, really.
Yeah, well, your house sucked. No.
In a shitty house. Isn't that nice?
Probably you think that the grave has a different conception of the word nice to you. You do not say this how clearly. You cannot say much of anything because the past began to set in. It is choking you, stopping up your throat so you can only cry. You scream, you beg and you plead, but it does little good. The grave has already buried her mother. She has already buried her little brother. She has even buried her father whom she loved all above all else. She thinks by burying you, she is doing unto you an act of great kindness. You think that she is going to kill you. In a sense, you're both right. Your opinions are so diametrically opposed on this matter, however, that you will never be able to find any common ground. You might as well save your screaming. She will not listen to you. She's beyond listening. Shush! Oh, that's you.
Oh, shush! Shush, dear one.
Says the great dame very gently, just as gently as she spoke last night, when she confided in you all of her fears.
It won't be so bad, really. Nothing will be able to hurt you down there.
What about no oxygen?
I mean, that's one thing. It'll be just like going to sleep for a really, really long time.
Yeah, it's called death.
A long sleep. You can rest, and while you rest, I'll tend to you. I'll plant flowers on your grave. You'd like that, wouldn't you? This way we can always be together. And I'll never be lonely again.
While the great age speaks, she begins to pile even more soil onto the roof of your coffin. Some dirt on top of you, on your arms, your legs, and your head. Until she combines final words. You cannot hear her. You cannot hear anything beyond the sound of the dirt, and your own desperate, frantic screams. You scream and you scream and you scream without cease, till your throat feels hoarse, but your efforts are in vain. You hammer on the lid of the coffin with as much strength as you can muster, but the lid of the coffin is nailed shut. You are in no position to remove it. All you can do is lie there, screaming and crying, and banging your fist on the roof of the coffin over and over. As more dirt and debris falls on top of you, not enough stuff falls on you to stiff your screams for good. The girl can no longer hear you, and you can no longer hear her. You're all alone. trapped in a narrow wooden box, which, regardless of what you want, is now your new home. You can smell the soil in the backs of your nostrils when you inhale. It is so potent, you can taste it on your tongue. You can taste the eventual inevitably decay of your own body. You will remain trapped here, underground, forever and ever, or to use less melodramatic term, until the last of your energy escapes you and you succumb to your own slow suffocation. It isn't a very
Basically.
pleasant way to go. But you will forgive me if my sympathy is limited. You did bring this upon yourself, you know. You reap what you sow, and in your case, you made a series of bad decisions which led to your untimely demise. Now, what do you want to do? Will you accept this fate of yours and rest in peace, or will you try to fight against it? Are you not happy with the hand that fate has dealt you? Very well, I cannot blame you. It's quite agreeable. I would not wish it upon my worst enemy, and you are rather dear to me than that. Now, why don't we give this another go? Just try not to be buried alive this way. I can only endure so much of your screaming. What a... Your fate is once again in your hands. Now I wonder, which path will you take? Oh. Oh, shit!
Oh, so that was it.
Oh, it's fucking 1 a.m. What? How long have I streamed for? Oh, 3 hours. Holy fuck. I mean, if you remove the most the talking in between, I think about 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Yeah, that's about right.
Like, so each ending. So we could do that. We do the castle ending next time
Okay.
we play this. And then, yeah. No, no, you can't die now.
Oh my god. I can't.
Yes. I want to know what this is. Locked.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so there is 6 pictures in total, or 8 pictures in total. Again, this is so fucking pretty. Oh, not that one.
The
This one.
artwork is really good.
Yeah.
Like the art style is really.
Yeah. I mean, the one who makes them. I think she does the artwork herself for him. The person, the human being, the creature that makes this.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, the style is really cool.
Yeah, I mean, their name is Ibeheim. And as I said, it's the only visual novel person I follow. Is it also, do you remember the one that I sent you? The one with Saloom's kiss?
Yeah.
They made that one too.
Okay.
Hey, is this a Joey one? Oh, this one has nudity in it. Oh yeah, that one is have very much nudity in it. Good that you did not say it. I mean, I can send you the link though. The one with... But it's very gay. Which, I mean, you...
So that's the next one you want to do?
No, I don't want to get banned. I mean, the next one we're gonna do is the other one I showed you, the one called Mermaid of... The Mermaid of Sarone. What did- Apparently this fucker's made wholesome stuff too. Oh my god. Oh my god, Modar, I think I found the perfect game for you.
All right, what is it?
Hold on, let me send it to you. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna end the
Oh
YouTube
my-
side,
what?
and then I would see what I would do from
Oh,
if I'm gonna
my
continue Twitch. But I'm gonna end YouTube side. Bam.